times the results with cellulose than we do with fiberglass.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We get the highest results in the nation, according to NRO. And we developed this method over in Stapleton when they were building homes right next to the old airport, and they had us insulate homes for 5 years for sound. Cellulose takes out 70% of your noise, fiberglass takes out 5%. So then they came up to us and they said, we got these idiots that just built these tract homes right next to the airport, what do we do?
Yeah, now they're complaining.
Yeah, I said, well, you can either rip it all out or we've developed this method to go in and compress it and reblow it. Fill this. Fill the air up about.
Yeah. This is cellulose.
Yeah, that's what we compress.
And you're not doing any kind of phony baloney shit behind that fiberglass. It's not hollow. It's
nope,
real.
we just compress it and reblow it.
But no, but this is a real bad fiberglass.
That's a real bad
as
fiberglass.
As it would be
You can
inside
take it
a wall.
apart. You can take it apart right now.
I believe it. Who made that display?
We did.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. But that's why we get the highest results in the nation.
If you can, I'm feeling down.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate, on the air nearly 40 years. Well, more than 40 years if you count outside of Denver, but here in Denver, nearly 40 years fighting for you, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. Started out on TV and radio, ended up radio. I do some TV, but here's the main deal. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app, live on our radio affiliates, and we have podcasts. So wherever you listen, remember this, 303-MARTINO gets you help 24/7. For example, we have two people who called 303-MARTINO and we're getting back to them. Or they email us, help@troubleshooter.com. We will get back to you. You don't have to wait on hold. So I'll get back to John and Mary, and I just want to say our guest today, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. He does interiors as well, Mark Szymanski. We also have Debbie Weingart, and she's Best Way Insulation, and she's been on the show before, and she has a remarkable thing to tell you about insulation that you probably don't know. In fact, I didn't know, and she showed me a demonstration. You're going to be shocked when you find out about insulation, what it does, what it doesn't do, what you think it's doing. I actually love finding out new information. So, we're going to talk to Sherry. Now, here's the deal. Sherry called because she's concerned. She said that, Sarah called because she's concerned. And really, this is all. We're not trying to embarrass anyone. She was just concerned. She goes, I'm concerned because my sister went online. She's recently divorced. She went online and started a relationship with this good-looking Italian man, supposedly, who's a pilot, has a $2 million inheritance, lives in Italy and in Boston, and wants to move and end up with her. And she's concerned that her sister's falling for something. By the way, we looked into some of the claims. From what we found, the guy is a phony. His picture doesn't match his profile, doesn't match his name. None of the information checks out. It does seem like this guy might be fictitious, trying to take advantage of someone. This is called catfishing. It happens all the time on the internet. Now, we actually have the sister on, too. And again, no one knows. We're not using last names. We're not using details, so no one's getting embarrassed. We're going to talk about this because there are many, 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 many people who go online to start and foster relationships. And they want to believe it's true. We had one woman in her 70s that called a few weeks ago, scammed out of thousands and thousands of dollars. They get information. They get money. And it always comes down to getting something. And the promise is you're going to end up together. So Sarah, I guess you know we were going to contact your sister. I mean, it's only fair we talk, and I wish it was true. Sarah, what was your first indication it wasn't true and you were concerned for your sister? What was the first indication?
I think my first indication was that he was an Italian pilot. I've just heard this over and over and over everywhere, on TV, on the radio, on your show, everywhere. And so I was really concerned.
And then you'd Googled the picture.
Right.
And it wasn't him.
Nope. It was somebody else. The picture was taken from somebody else's Instagram page.
And then it followed some other common signs.
Yep.
He asked for money.
Yep.
He's got information. Why the information, though? That's the weird thing. So I want to talk to Sherry. And listen, I'll tell you, there are many people, men and women, many that do this. Many, 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 many. Sherry's not alone. You know that, Sarah.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I'm not trying to say this is unique or this is crazy.
Nope.
This is something that's very common. Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
Sherry, I would love nothing more than for you to find your dream man online after a divorce and to be whisked away in bliss. I really would. Are you concerned at all with any of the revelations from your sister and from what we found about this guy, his profile, and his photograph?
Yes, I am. Probably more recently, because he had told me he was going to come here and that he needed a certain amount of money to buy his contract out so he could retire. That he didn't have access to his money in the United States because he didn't want to, the money from his salary went directly to an account in Boston.
Now, Sherry, his photograph doesn't check out, but he had an explanation for that. He said they stole his identity.
Yeah, that's what he said to me. That he wasn't an imposter. When I told him that everybody in my family thinks he's an imposter.
Yeah.
And he said that he was not an imposter, and he still continues to send me more pictures of himself.
Of the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, the picture that she got in the beginning is not the same guy of the picture she's getting now. They don't look alike.
Okay. Now, Sherry, how did you first come across this guy?
I joined a dating site called OurTime.com.
Yeah. And Our Time, isn't that for 55 and older?
Yeah. And he basically friended me and wanted to know more about me. And I had these characters before.
Why did this guy seem real?
Because he just said more authentic, long-term things, things that made it seem like it was real.
How much money so far have you sent to him?
Oh, I suppose I sent probably $20,000.
Did that throw up any red flags?
Yeah, it does. It does now. I just, it was like to the point where he wasn't able to, he didn't have money to eat on. And
and his reasoning was he's a pilot, he's working, but his money goes to an account in Boston?
Yeah, it goes directly to an account in the United States.
And why doesn't he have money to live on?
He says that if he works and gets bonuses, that he was just living on that because for 12 years he was a pilot and he was trying to save for retirement.
And when was the last time you sent him money?
A couple of weeks ago.
Have you been when was the last time you were in touch with him?
This morning.
What did he say this morning?
or last night.
Last night. What did he say?
Hello, good morning, sweetheart. Yeah.
And did he say? And did you talk to him at all about any of this, or are you playing along right now? Are you trying to figure this out?
Well, I'm in the contemplating stage. I told myself that he's not getting another dime from me, because what happened is I sent him $4,300, and it went into some kind of fund, and apparently his friend, who is a pilot, was supposed to get this money that I sent him to this account, and the account was deficit, and so the bank ended up, there was a lien against it, so they ended up taking that money that I sent.
According to him. Now.
According to him, yeah.
Now, so you have... Go ahead.
Then he asked me to send him that again, and I figured from the money I had sent him previously for his airline ticket and to eat on and stuff, living expense, that he would have enough. So I only sent him $3,200, and he said he was still short $1,200.
Well,
and I refused to send him $1,200 because, according to my calculation, it should have been right on.
Have you ever FaceTimed him?
No, Skyped. I've Skyped him.
Okay, so you've seen him you've actually seen him.
No, I have never seen him visually, but I don't know, it's called Skyping, but
yeah.
I didn't see his picture, but I know he pulled mine up. I saw my picture on there one time.
Does he have a Facebook, this guy? He doesn't have Facebook, right?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He does.
What's his Facebook?
It's his email.
Oh.
No, he doesn't have Facebook. Well, he might, but I've never been
Okay,
on
what's his email?
It's Steve Lorenzo.
Steve Lorenzo.
242 at gmail.com.
Lorenzo 242 at gmail.
Gmail.com.
Okay, this is good. We're gonna go to work on this. I appreciate, Sherry, first of all, that you were willing to come on, and that you didn't get upset, and that you're not lying to yourself.
No,
that's
I'm
important.
not. You know, I'm a pretty straightforward person. I don't have any reason not to be, and I just expect other people to be like that.
I know.
And maybe I read too much into this, but I was able to recognize these imposters previously and dropped them right now, and I didn't have that much experience on a dating site, and I've known Steve. It'll be a year, June 17th.
Has he gotten pretty romantic with his texts and kind of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
very much, and he calls me his wife, which, I'm not his wife, but he'll address me as his wife, and I just allow it, I guess, but I'm not his wife.
No, but listen, there's life after divorce, though. Hold on a sec. We need to take this break. Let's come up with a plan. I'd like to try to get your money back.
Dan is single.
Skype has video. That's video.
Yes, they do,
audio.
unless they're hiding it. Unless they're hiding the video.
How do you know about our times?
I've just seen it advertised. I've never done it. I'm still married.
Oh.
Doesn't stop some people.
How long have you been married?
45 years.
Oh, the hell with that. Does he work with you?
Yeah. This girl
So
needs
you
some
guys
other
would be
woman's
perfect for
advice
each other.
here.
She's 5 pieces short of a chess game.
All she's got is pawns out there.
Have you seen her?
No.
She doesn't have Facebook.
Okay, guys, I got a commercial.
It's just that she doesn't sound real.
Centeno Schultz is the clinic. I send friends, neighbors. I'm going myself. If you have any joint pain, any discomfort, check out stem cell therapy first. It could be an alternative to surgery. Now, the evaluation is a physical and it's covered by most insurances. And then they make recommendations. You know, many of the times Centeno Schultz does not recommend stem cells because it's not indicated. They can do something less expensive, less invasive. But if you do get stem cell therapy, don't be fooled by these imposters out there. Go to Centeno Schultz, MDs who have a varied approach to pain and can help you with stem cell therapy or other therapies. The stemcellexperts.com, we call them. They have weekly seminars where you can go and for free you get your ultrasound done there. They will read your MRI. They'll talk to you. It won't be a full-fledged exam, but at least they'll give you an indication whether or not you are a candidate. 303-963-9201. Call for an evaluation or for the next seminar. 303-963-9201. The stemcellexperts.com.
So, do you realize attorneys always file? Oh, you got another one coming up?
Yeah, in a little while. What's that?
They always file electronically because I'm not an attorney. I literally have to go down to the court, which I did. So first of all, that building, every time I'm in there, is intimidating. It's absolutely.
There's a broker. There are people that can help you file electronically.
But listen, I file it. I get there. They file it electronically. The clerk.
Okay, hold on. Do you know that Century RV, right in our backyards, either in Lakewood or up north near Longmont and I-25, Century RV is the largest cougar dealer in the country, fifth wheels and travel trailers? Let me say something about Cougar. They really have beautiful quality and great prices, especially at CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111, 453-1111.
So, I file it right at about 9:30 a.m.
Okay, so what did they say? How do they want to settle? They want to get it off my...
Yeah, 100%. So, but listen, it's
they
amazing.
already want to do it?
The second I file it at 9:30, at 10 o'clock, they get an instant copy of it as soon as the clerk puts it in. Through LexisNexis, it pops up on their screen. A motion's been filed in one of your cases. So they get it literally a minute or two after I hand it to the clerk, the guy told me. I get back here at 10 a.m., right before the show. She calls me up and says, I just heard from my client. They're willing to give you everything you want. You just got to dismiss it altogether. So they made me go down there and fucking kick it
when
back.
I say my people will get with your people, that's my people.
There's your people. This is your peeps.
This is Denver?
But no, this is federal court. Literally
This is,
federal court.
remember my car
The building's
accident
empty down
early,
there. I felt like I was the only one in there.
a medical bill should have been settled through that, and it ended up on my credit report.
I don't think it even
So
had anything to do with that.
He
Wow.
throws
Are
the
they
smack
taking it
down.
off now?
He's good at that.
Oh, 100% it's gone. Or it will be gone. I'll make sure the stipulation reads,
And then I'll
properly.
have perfect credit, right? Like those were the only two things, that AT&T thing you got handled, and then that. Wow.
This one I screwed up on though when I filed it. I put down the Federal Fair Debt Collection Act. They saw that, they took it out of small claims, and next thing I know, I'm in federal court.
Wow.
So,
You got to keep it simple.
I know how, I'll never do that again. Well, I'm done, there's nothing more. 6 for 6, bro.
Years ago, I used to sue in small claims court, not national companies, but I used to use it all the time. That's how I started the Troubleshooter thing. I did an article about it in a newspaper, and people started writing to me, asking me about it. I got famous for small claims because everything could go through there almost.
Right.
But I'd never done a national company with what he does is the local.
My favorite was, I won't even say the name, but there's only 2 ride sharing. One of them I left my phone in.
I remember that.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. This guy is almost supernatural the way he can juggle. And I've interviewed people. I'm doing a video for him. I interviewed some customers. They all say the same thing. I think I was his only customer. He was texting me 10 o'clock at night, information. He is so good. Whether you're buying or selling, you will never have someone advocate for you better. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Okay, so listen. I really want to get this guy. I mean, this is wrong to take advantage of people's feelings. He probably has, 10 or 20 women he's doing this with, making a lot of money. It's a terrible thing. And thank goodness that Sarah, her sister, kind of intervened or butt in her business. Sometimes people would get very upset over that. But Sarah, you did the right thing. What I want to know now is how can we get this guy? We got to figure it out. I mean, if he's a real person and where he is. But first, what I'd like to do is let him know we know him.
I mean, he could be in Fort Collins for all we know.
Yeah, I mean, he could be anywhere. Now, Sherry, you do have a phone number for him, right?
Yeah.
Does he answer the phone? Because we tried calling the other day and no one answered.
Yeah, he answers and he calls me.
He calls me usually once or twice a day.
Now, do you know how to do, well, you could do a call on the speaker right now if we wanted to. I mean, how bad do you want to get this guy? Or do you feel bad about it? Do you want to, I mean, do you feel like, or do you still have feelings for him? I mean, what are your feelings right now?
Well,
I'm telling you, the guy's 100% phony.
I know, I have mixed emotions, you know.
You wish it was true.
For the guy that I thought he was,
yeah.
I have feelings for him.
Of course. Of
but
course.
For the phony guy, no, I don't have any feelings for that guy. And that guy deserves to be caught. If he's not true, then...
He's not.
Then he should be caught and he should be made to refund my money back.
I want people to email him and let him know we're on to him. Steve Lorenzo, it's Steve Lorenzo, Lorenzo.
You need to lock
242, Steve Lorenzo, 242 at gmail.com. This is something very important. You have to lock your credit right now because you gave him enough information. And how did he get it? For example, what excuse did he have for wanting your Social Security number?
Oh, he was...
Was he going to marry you?
Oh, yeah. He was, that was one of the first things he said he wanted to do.
But what about the Social Security number? Where did that come in?
I can't even remember if he's on my
on your what?
On my my email.
Okay, but hold on. Hold on.
He knows my email.
Yeah, but you got it. He has your social. He has your address.
Well, I had information sent to me with my social.
From him?
No, in my email.
So, wait, he can log into. Wait, does he log on to your email?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Why do you let him log on to your? What? Change your password right now. No, you have to do that right now, Sherry.
I will, but I'll tell you what's going on is my daughter, I made her, it's complicated, but I made her my financial PO and my medical PO.
Well, okay, but that doesn't take power away from you.
Well, she took my phone from me, and I just have a flip phone.
No, but what I want to know, Sherry, you got to get. Hold on, we need to talk. Hold on, Sarah. Do you know if they changed her password?
I do not know that. I don't think so.
Sherry,
I don't know that they don't know her password to her email.
Sherry, you need to log on to your email.
I don't know it. I don't know my password. I tried.
Wait a minute.
Tom, she doesn't have a regular smartphone. They took it from her.
No, I understand this, but what I don't understand is she gave her mail password to this guy. Did he change your password?
He must have. Because
oh, no. Do you have a recovery phone number or anything for a lost password?
I have a recovery email, which is my daughter's
Okay,
email.
please do it. You have to do that today before anything. You have to say you lost your email, and I'm hoping he did not change the recovery right now, because he'll get the recovery email. You know,
Okay.
and through your email, this guy can find out tons of stuff. Do you have emails saved in there, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You do not understand the harm he can do to you, Sherry. Have you had any repercussions over the past year at all that was weird? Have you had anything weird happen?
Oh, I don't know to tell you the
You need to
truth.
close. Listen, you need to change all your bank accounts. Here, Sherry, if you don't do this, you're going to end up with zero.
We have.
And your credit cards, you have to cancel.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
you can't just get another number. This is what people do not understand. You must cancel, close the account, and open up a brand new account, not just a change pass. So many people, when they lose a credit card, for some stupid reason, the world believes if they send you a new credit card, you're not vulnerable. You are. A Capital One and every other one will honor the old credit card. Why they tell you to get a new card is beyond me, because if somebody puts the old number through, they will honor it. All they have to claim is a pre-existing business relationship. Guess what? A crook knows that. And all they have to say is, oh no, this was a pre-existing, then they send it through. So changing your credit card does nothing. You must close the account and then open
I've already done that.
You closed it. You didn't just get a new card.
Yeah, I closed it.
Thank God. Okay, now, I want to get that number, Suzanne. I'm going to call this guy after the break. I'll take your other calls as well. This is unbelievable to me. Please hang on the line. John, I just want you to know, John, I know you're calling about a generator. Is that right, John?
Kind of. I'm calling about Western Union, actually.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted advice on a generator.
No, the guy is a generator.
I got the wrong guy, but here, I will talk to you. I just want you to know we haven't forgotten about you. And Mary, you are calling about your apartment, right? Hold on just a sec. We will get to all of you coming right up.
This report is sponsored.
I think they changed her.
Or her daughter. So this woman has no control over
This
any
is
of them.
so bad. There's something wrong with her, guys. That's not.
She doesn't have any money.
She's far from normal.
Yeah.
Someone should take over her affairs.
Or her daughter is. Got a power of attorney.
Yeah, but
This
just,
is so
just
bad,
for
guys.
health.
Health, no. Financial, too.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
He took her phone
At least
away.
her sister said that. Took her phone away, yeah.
Well, she admitted
Boy,
to
that
it.
divorce just beat the shit out of her, didn't it?
Well, maybe that's why we got divorced.
Well, that's a good point. She might have been fucking flaky then, huh?
Why don't you put her on three-way?
What's that, dear?
Put her on three-way.
I don't think.
Get him on there and put him on
that's what
three-way.
Mark said.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know if she knows how to do that.
She doesn't have like a normal.
Let's talk about drug addiction. You know, the first thing you need when you encounter drug addiction from someone in your family or circle of friends, you need information. I mean, you may think, oh my God, how much do they do, and where do they do it, and where do they get the money, and how do I know, and what do I look for, and how do I talk to them, and what does it cost to get fixed? Do I go to the emergency room? Do I go to urgent care? Who do I call? What do I do? You know what? We're flooded with questions, especially about a parent who may have discovered drugs or drug paraphernalia in a bedroom. What does this mean? I seen some burnt foil, or I saw a vial of something, or I saw a roach clip, or whatever you call it. The Raleigh House will answer any and all questions. All you have to do is call them. This is not a sales job. This is free, complimentary, and confidential information about addiction, about drugs, about rehab, about treatment. 720-730-9722. 720-730-9722. Sponsored by the best of the best, theRaleighHouse.com.
Did you get a ruling yet from your judge?
No, it's in July. July 26th.
I gotta tell you, one of the best companies I've ever encountered in life. Did I tell you Sonos? They just send you shit when you tell them something's broken. They just send it to you. I never had a company in my life do that.
I'm trying to think of a good company. I think Amazon's.
Okay, what do you think of when I say Uncle Kevin? Ah, come on. I know people joke about weird uncles. I got to tell you, he is Sheridan Auto Tech. He is a trustworthy big bear of a guy who you can trust with your car. He really does treat you like family. In Lakewood on Colfax, just west of Wadsworth. In Aurora on Havana, just south of 6th Avenue. You want skill? You want warmth, you want personal attention, you want integrity, knowledge, experience, honesty. Sheridan Auto Tech. 303-455-7242, SheridanAutoTech.com.
Exactly what John wanted.
Tommy, I tried that guy's number twice, and it just rings and rings. Do you want to try it on the air?
Yeah, he's not going to answer.
Do you want to wrap that up?
Why doesn't he answer?
I
want her to answer.
What time is it in Italy?
With the speaker.
Tom, she's on a flip phone. She can't. The family took all of her phone rights away. Like when you're on a flip phone, your rights are gone.
I want her.
The world is
it's like
right
being
there.
in jail.
This son of
Only worse.
Flip phone jail.
It's like North Korean jail.
Okay, let's have her.
Where's her daughter
Come in
live?
as a common woman.
Does her
I'm
daughter
gonna have her. I don't think she lives in state, but I can try.
Have
I
her
think she
daughter
moved out
call
of state a few months
from
ago.
her smartphone.
30,
Let's see if we can get a hold of her.
30 penises in one episode.
Have her daughter call from her
HBO's
smartphone.
Euphoria.
We could try that.
That's what it says. HBO's Euphoria.
And Suzanne, work it out if we can get the sister the smartphone
How much
or the
teen
other
sex
woman.
and
Whatever.
drugs
Let's
is
just
too
try
much.
to make as much hay with this as we can. I'll cut it. I'll close it out though. I don't need to talk to them.
Well, there's a reason to go
I might
watch
say something to Sherry.
Yeah.
This sounds good. It just started. It's on HBO.
What? You want to see penises?
It says, listen to this, though.
30 of them.
Filled with graphic nudity, violence, and drug use among young people. It's so extreme that one star quit mid-shoot, but the network hopes it will break through.
It's HBO?
HBO's.
You got to replace Game of Thrones.
They do some. Yeah, you're right. They got to replace Game of Thrones. You're right.
You know what? Homeland is pretty good, isn't it? Oh, that's Showtime. Sorry.
It's good.
I didn't watch the latest.
The first episode of Homeland was the best, though, with Brody. Oh my God, was that
so good? They're all so good. It got a little extreme when they crucified him.
Wait till you get into True Blood, man. There's one thing I'm dying to tell you.
Don't tell me! And The Walking Dead, I'm all caught up, and I'm waiting for Fear of the Walking Dead. I'm not going to watch them week by week. I wait till they're all loaded. You know what my wife's into? You know what she's into more than anything in the world? Big Little Lies. Oh my God.
Oh, I just watched the first episode.
Of the first season.
The very first episode.
Pretty good.
It's got, what's her name in it?
Nicole Kidman.
No, the other one.
Said that was the best series I've ever
Reese.
seen.
I like her.
What is the
You know what?
I think I'll get into that.
I loved it. I figured it out in the third episode. Hi,
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. We have some guests with us, Mark Szymanski, GenesisTotalExteriors.com, and Debbie Weingart. She's with Best Way Installation, and she's going to drop a bomb about installation. I say insulation. Okay, Sherry, we're working on this, okay? And I don't know exactly how we're going to do it, but we're working on it. You were taken by an imposter who said he was an Italian pilot, good-looking guy, wants to whisk you off to Never Never Land. Here's what I want to know, Sherry. Were you guys making plans like you were going to move there, he was going to move here? What was it going to be?
He was going to move here. We were going to move to Colorado, actually.
How did he put off seeing you? You've known him for a year. How did he keep evading you? Like you say, why don't you fly out and see me, you know?
I guess he didn't have, he couldn't leave his contract behind.
Where does he live in Italy?
Milan.
Milan, of course.
Yep.
Okay, so listen.
And he flies for Italia.
Italia, yeah. Okay, so Sherry,
she should have known from the beginning. An Italian pilot?
What does that mean, Mark?
I'm just saying. What are the chances?
I'm an Italian pilot.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, Sherry, do you have your smartphone? Where is it? Where's your smartphone?
I don't have a smart. I do, but
Where is it? They took it. Where is it?
My daughter has it.
Does he know that your daughter has it?
Yep.
So, do you have a new number now that he recognizes?
Yeah, this number here.
Okay, we can spoof that number. You know what, Suzanne? Let's make some plans. Where do you live, Sherry? What state?
North Dakota.
Oh, you're in North Dakota. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
I used to live in Colorado.
And Sarah lives where? Sarah.
In Parker.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Does she have?
I'll take a large unsweetened iced tea with a lot of ice.
Okay, large unsweetened iced tea with a lot of ice. Now we know what she drinks. Okay.
That's all.
That's all. Sherry?
Yeah,
no, Sherry, this is fun. Listen, I want to ask something, though. Does she have a speaker on that flip phone, do you think? Do you have a speaker on that flip phone? Can you talk without putting it up? Like, if you made a call on that flip phone, could we listen to the speaker?
Yeah.
Okay, it does have a speaker.
Well, yeah, because I have you on speaker right now.
Not Bluetooth, but speaker, where you're holding it. No. Yeah, speaker. Yeah. Like, do you have a speaker setting? Hold on, Suzanne, let's try to work that out. If she has a speaker setting for next hour, we'll call her back. I'd like her to call this guy. All right, now let's get to John. John, you need help in what?
Just trying to get Western Union to do the job.
Okay, what's the problem? Tell me what the problem is.
My current generator was dying, so I knew I needed to get another one. I set it up, and I got it down to 2 generators I was going to pick from. And luckily enough, I had called to ask questions from the company and talked to this gentleman and picked out a generator. I was going to send him the money via Western Union. I went down to Western Union, paid cash money.
Yeah, that tells me it's a scam. Almost no one will require Western Union cash. If they don't take credit cards, in my opinion, avoid them.
I was kind of actually, the thing that got me kind of worried about him was that it was a different name of the company.
No, where'd you find this guy?
The parent company. It was on the internet, though.
Yeah, but he's trying to do an end run. He might, listen, he might work for a legit company, but he's trying to do an end run. There's no reason to do Western Union. John, I'm telling you, you're going to get ripped off. Did you send the money?
I've been trying.
Don't. You're getting ripped off. Thank God Western Union's not doing their job, because you're going to get ripped off. John, I know you don't want to listen to me, but anyone who says they need Western Union, they're not legit. Every time we've had a scam involving purchases on the internet, when they get you outside of the regular credit card payments and the regular stuff, when they do ACHs in credit, unless you originate it like online, if they do it, an ACH or Western Union, 98% of the time it's a scam. I will tell you, you're going to get ripped off. How much do they want?
$339.
For a generator?
Yeah, that's like $200 cheaper than it.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, so now we got 2 signs, Western Union, and it's way under market. John, you do know that this guy's setting you up, right? But so if you want to get rid of that $300, give it to me. I'll take it. Because, no, seriously, I know you called about Western Union. I'm not going to help you get ripped off. So if you're looking for a generator, give us the specs. We'll find you the best deal. How's that? Suzanne, ask him about the specs. We will find you the best deal. I'm serious. Mary, what's going on with you, Mary?
Hey, Tom. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
I don't know if you recall a conversation that we had.
You sound very familiar to me, so if you get me started and wind me up, I'll probably figure it out. What is it?
Good memory. I am the senior person that had chickens and had difficulty finding a location to move.
Yeah.
Problems with the landlord.
Gotcha.
And I had sent over a couple of documents which... my error in the dates actually have a lot on my plate.
What do you need right now? What can we help you with?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what to do. I've been trying to leave this location. This is in regards to Christopher Butler, and I found out most recently that he had a criminal arrest.
Christopher Butler?
Yeah.
Who's he?
He's my current landlord.
Okay. Are you being evicted?
Well, it isn't eviction per se. It's a notice to quit.
Okay, that's eviction.
Yeah, in a sense, just a different
Why are you being
process.
evicted?
Well, what he states is that because there has been a leak in the bathroom, and it needs to have the wall taken out, which is actually...
When are you going to, when do you have to be out of there?
He says the 21st, and he says that he raised my rent, stating that I extended the chicken coop, which I never have.
Listen, here's the deal. It doesn't matter. Here's why. Once they want to get rid of you, it doesn't matter what he says. That he has a right to get rid of you. So if we try to go tit for tat, back and forth, hey, he said I did this, I didn't. He says he wants to do this. He doesn't have to. I don't need to move. If he wants to fix the bathroom, it doesn't matter. It's clear the guy's looking for a reason to get rid of you. The best thing you can do is move on. But how can we help you?
Well, I'm trying to figure out. I was told by a legal firm that actually I think it's statute. I have the number.
Okay, I don't care about numbers. What were you told by a law firm that does not represent you and just wanted to get you off the phone? What did they tell you?
They just wanted to get me
Yeah, what did they tell you, Mary?
No, actually that wasn't the case.
What did they tell you, Mary?
What they did tell me was that I had actually 91 days in order to vacate.
Morons. They're morons.
Because I've been a resident for more than 1 year. I looked that up on the internet. I do find that statute.
Okay, Mary, give me the CRS, not a statute. Give me the Colorado Revised Statute that says when you live in a place more than a year, they have to give you 90 days. Because I know of no such statute.
Okay.
Give me the number.
Yes, I will certainly do that.
All right, you do that. 303-713-TALK.
Get the statute number or cut her loose.
I've been dealing with her.
She has no, there's no fucking
Okay,
statute.
no, this is what it is. So she paid her rent on the 2nd.
And they have to give her 60 days notice.
No. That's what the thing is in 91. But she paid the rent, and then that day, he gave her this notice to quit. But according to a month-to-month lease, they got to do that notice 10 days prior to.
No, on a month-to-month, they have to do whatever the prior lease was.
She was supposed to send the lease, and she didn't do
Well,
that.
just whatever.
No, she's always been month-to-month the whole time.
Oh.
For
So,
about a year.
on a month-to-month written, it's 30 days, I believe. It's 10 days.
It's 10 days prior to
for
the
verbal.
end of the thing. Well, she got
No,
a notice
it's only
to quit.
10 days for verbal, though. Is it a verbal lease?
No, it's a written lease.
Well, then, okay, if it's a
She was supposed to send her lease.
It's a written month-to-month lease?
Yes.
Then it's 30 days usually, the notice period.
And she has a place to go on the 2nd.
Auto Care Centers.
And that's what she needs to.
Offer ends June 30th.
You know, crackerjack mudjacking repairs concrete. You don't have to know why and how it works, but they really fill voids underneath concrete, which is responsible for most of the damage to concrete. But you don't have to figure that out. You can just get a free estimate. I did that. I got a free estimate, and it saved me about 18 grand. Why? Because they lifted it for $1,500, and it's perfect. 303-410-7787. CrackerjackMudjacking.com. Free estimates. 303-410-7787.
Edith, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate, but you're not hiring a resume. You're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and a resume.
Proper notice for both landlord and tenant must be written and received by the other party at least 10 days before the last day of the rental month.
With a verbal month-to-month.
No, let's say for any
So
month.
1 year there.
That's not true. It's not true. It's not true for any month-to-month. It's just not true. Sorry.
Unless it's written in the lease.
BecomeTheBanker.info. Look that up. That's my video. It's a concise video about this safe conservative investment. Now, it's not for everyone, but it's almost for everyone. And it's a way to use your own money and get tax-free money and tax-free earnings. 303-779-6600, or find out more at becomethebanker.info.
They have a written lease, so damn.
Okay, Dan.
Written month-to-month lease.
This basically is saying if there's never written lease and it's month to month.
I know.
It depends what a written lease says, though.
No, this says if there's never a written lease.
I'm telling you, Dan, I'm telling you that when a
landlord and tenant have not executed a written lease,
I sent you guys that
and
statute.
rental payments are made.
It's not. There's no statute.
Well, what I think it is if your lease is longer than a year, not if you've been there more than a year.
It doesn't matter if
saying there is no.
They don't have to give you 90 days.
Do you see the statute?
No. But I will.
Zero. Yes. It doesn't matter what it says because it's not
So you're
existing.
saying just because they have written lease?
Yes. This has nothing to do.
This is for tenancy may be terminated by no not less than a tenancy for 1 year or longer, 90 days.
91 days.
But this is in writing. This is not. You have a lease that says 30 days notice. They don't have to give you 90 days.
But this is something about forcible interest.
That's right.
That's weird.
That's different.
Right.
A month-to-month lease.
When the landlord and tenant have not executed a written lease.
That's right.
Not.
Mark, read the whole thing here.
Right. That's the part I like.
It just says that if you're not doing that, if it's a verbal, it's implied it's a month-to-month.
That's right. It is.
But she's got a written lease that says month-to-month.
Then that's different. If it's written month to month, then it's a 30-day notice.
Or whatever's in the lease.
That's right.
How come she hasn't just sent her lease?
She was going to try and never came to. She was supposed to send a lease and then also her notice to quit thing. And that's what
Do you see here? It says here, no notice to quit shall be necessary for a tenant whose term is, by agreement, the end of the time certain, which is every lease known to man.
With an end date.
Well, I told her that I've never heard of that before.
It's not a timeshare lease.
The provisions, this means if you're there,
yeah, she has a term lease no matter what. If she has a lease, it's probably a term lease. I mean, I guess it's possible she had a month-to-month.
Mark Major, Tom, what do I do with line 1? I told him Harbor Freight. Mark, he says he doesn't like Harbor Freight. I missed the entire
Just where to buy a generator.
Tell him, ask him what specs he needs on him. That's all. Just get the specs and we'll
I
call
gave
him
him
back.
to Mark. The wattage, is that? Then what? I don't even know what his problem is.
What kind of generator does he want?
He said that, and I told him
he was going to send cash up front to some moron on the internet
for a $350 generator,
which you don't get.
So Mark suggested Harbor Freight. He says he doesn't like Harbor Freight.
Okay.
So what are we doing next?
Sears.
No.
Where are you going to find Sears at?
Listen.
Lowe's, Home Depot,
Montgomery Wards.
Lowe's and Home Depot.
Get me the specs. I know where to buy generators because I fucking know about them.
So you need more than the wattage for specs?
Yeah, tell him what he's looking for as far as wattage, number of outlets, all different kinds of things he needs in a generator. Is it for a house or for a job site?
It was $350.
It's got to be like a little tiny
it's not
thing.
real, Mark. That's the point.
Oh, kind of big it is.
If Denver's talking about it, you'll hear it.
The tenants may be terminated.
When the lease expires, the tenant must either renegotiate the lease. Neither the landlord nor tenant needs to give notice of termination.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I want to remind people I'm not giving legal advice, but I don't want to argue with Mary because I'm really tired of it. Here's the deal. Mary claims she has 90 days to get out of this place because she's been there more than a year. That's not what this law says. This law is talking about forcible entry and detainer, first of all, not talking about a normal eviction. And it's also, by the way, says it only applies if you don't have another lease with an end date. Okay. She does have another lease with an end date. So, Mary, I'm sorry. I can't help you stay more than the time they want to get you out. And the 10-day notice, you do have more than 10 days. That's for a verbal. But I'm telling you, if it was me, I would not believe I had 90 days. So why don't you go to this law firm who says you have 90 days and ask them to help you, since they said you had 90 days. Okay, good. What law firm is that? Maybe they'll... listen, they ought to be able to defend that then if they believe you have 90 days. What does that have to do with anything? You're leaving. What does that have to do with anything? Mary, I'm trying to help you.
She wants you to say she can stay 90 days.
Honest to God, Mary, I'm trying to help you, but what difference does it make if there is mold in the apartment if you're being evicted or in the house? What difference does it make? Say it right now. What difference does it make? Okay, but the mold has nothing to do with that. Did you ask the landlord for a little bit more time? And what did he say? Well, of course he does. You want to stay longer.
What's wrong,
Mary? Mary, listen. Now, the reason I'm not giving you a minute is because I know exactly what you want. You want to stay longer, but you don't want to pay more. No. The landlord said, then pay the landlord and stay. All right, go ahead. I'm going to give you 1 minute. I'm going to shut up. I want you to make your case. What do you want? Go ahead, now.
She lived with 8 gentlemen?
I think that's like a motel that's turned over. You're reading this wrong.
I have sound right. Let's talk to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, what's going on with you, Jeff? What's happening? What's going on? Yeah. Man, it's not worth getting a refurbished nowadays. You can get PCs for next to nothing. I mean, I bought there was a laptop, a Windows 10 PC laptop I wanted to buy for someone. They had it for $79, and then you got a rebate. I mean, I think it was cheaper than buying an ink cartridge. A freaking laptop with like an
i6 or i7 processor. It's just unbelievable.
Right. And I was worried about the hard drive part of it.
Go to Micro Center.
Now, what do you mean you're worried about the hard drive?
I'm a huge Micro Center fan.
I don't necessarily want a 1 terabyte hard drive. I wanted to move on to the SSD, and I was wondering if a 256 gigabyte solid state would be as equal to a 1 terabyte hard drive.
No, it doesn't. The size is the size is the size. The only difference between those two are speed. Hold on, and I can answer some specifics and more coming up. Frank Duran, the real estate man.
I freaking love it.
But I don't mind open box or refurbished. I buy them all the time.
No, but there's no reason to. No, he said used, I think, or refurbished. What reason, though?
I'm good with anything in Micro Center.
So sometimes, like, I'm down here, like, oh, I gotta go to Micro Center. If I get there at 10 o'clock, there's a line out the door waiting for it to open.
I found a product almost every time cheaper. But the Sonos amp which is a thing that connects wirelessly to your Sonos system and lets you use any speakers you already have. It was $100 cheaper than Best Buy. Now that is an incredible difference. $100 cheaper.
What about the same cameras you have at your house, Mark? The Arrows?
Oh,
remember I called you and said I just found them like $200 cheaper than what you paid.
And they were there.
Yeah. You still using yours?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
I have a different. I mean, I got direct wired. I haven't used the wireless ones lately.
I love the Argos.
So Mark, you're reading this wrong. I'll bet you whatever you want. It says right here, a month-to-month lease is a rental agreement for a 1-month period that is renewed automatically each month until property term by either party. It says nothing. It says when a landlord and a tenant have not executed a written lease and rental payments are made monthly, a month-to-month lease is implied by the law.
I understand.
Okay. A signing, a month-to-month tenancy is usually created when a tenant moves into property and pays rent without signing a lease.
Okay.
Usually.
Did she sign a lease?
Yes.
Okay.
A month-to-month. It may also be created.
She didn't sign a month-to-month.
Yes, she did.
So she's been there for a year on a month-to-month.
Yes. From the very beginning, it was a month-to-month.
I'd love to see her lease, but
well,
okay.
she's supposed to say that. So this here implies to all month-to-month, not just verbals.
It can't, because in the month-to-month, he could stipulate different terms.
Right, and I asked her that to the Senate, you're exactly right.
I don't know what you think I'm wrong about.
Because you said it's got to be a verbal. No, you can have a written. Just because it's month-to-month, it can be a month-to-month written lease. It doesn't have to be just a verbal. So what do you owe me? You're incorrect.
I don't even know what to say to you.
But you're incorrect on that.
I'm not incorrect.
Show them there where
we just need to see her fucking lease.
Of course. If it's written in there, and I told her that.
And she probably can't even find it, or the bird.
No, she said she tried to send it.
She's busy with her chickens.
Like, so she had pet chickens. She had pet chickens in there. She had them out back.
She had to be a landlord's fucking nightmare.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think this is a nice place.
Yeah, who's going to take her now?
No. She got rid of the chickens.
Oh, she did.
Yeah. Their new place, and
she had fried chicken that night.
Let me tell you, come
on over.
I mean, I've spent a lot of time. You've seen how exciting her voice is, right? So I talked to her for that for
Dan fell asleep
25 minutes.
Yeah.
So have you met her?
No,
just on the phone.
Talked on the phone.
He had chicken with her.
But the chickens and stuff, she was going to get rid of them, and she found a place to get rid of them. And her new place just moved in the second, but she's supposed to be out of there by, it was going to be the 26th, and now the guy changed to the 21st.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major
Why does Mary think
like
the fact that
in store and online?
he ruined property is not going to refund? She still has to get out.
No, that's not what she's asking.
What's she asking?
She's asking to stay to the second, because that's the new place that she's going to. Can't get in there until the second.
And he said he would let her if she paid.
No. She said
That's
originally.
what she told me.
No, she didn't say that.
Mark, did she say he wants more money if I stay?
Yes, she did.
Right. But she said she's willing. She also said she's willing to pay.
Then why can't she stay?
Because he wanted. Originally, he said the 26th, and then he changed it to the 21st. And she found and she had paid for the month.
I would bet anything if she pays what he's asking, she could stay there until
well, like I said, I've never talked to her.
Here's what I hear. He wants the extra money. She has no problem paying, but she wants it offset by what he owes her. That's what I hear.
That's what she was saying.
He does. Well, I don't know if she's got into that with her.
She was just telling us that. Well, yes, I know.
Security deposit.
Right.
If you don't keep her on task, she goes on these other things.
Really? You don't say.
And I agree. I mean, she goes on. Nothing to do with the mold. I told her that.
Negotiate
I
with
told her
him.
that.
Negotiate with him. How much do I owe you to stay to the 21st, and it's done. Then go after separately for the other.
I agree.
Well, I don't even know why she was calling, because she said he told her she could stay.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Is he treating you well?
Usually.
Is he yelling at you?
No.
Oh, he yells at me.
Well, the only time I've ever seen him yell is when we were chasing this stupid little terrier out in the parking lot. He was yelling and screaming for that dog to get back in.
Okay.
You had a copper-colored Avalanche, and I have an Avalanche, and you picked up a Russell Terrier on your way back from Parker.
Oh, like
and it got loose, and we were out there in this parking lot chasing this stupid dog for like an hour and a half.
How's it going?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Is this still smoking along?
Yeah. Yeah.
If we wrapped him in enough insulation, would we not have to listen to him?
If you had the right kind.
With fiberglass, blows right through.
Goes right through.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, hi.
So how are you doing? I think you ought to take that lady and shoot her.
God, she was tough.
She's an exciting voice.
Oh my God! I mean, she just went on and on about it.
I blowed her up real good.
Yeah.
Blowed her up.
And well, she should.
She's single.
You didn't have to worry about the stock market.
Thank God I'm not.
Linda Gardner of Blue Mountain Capital hosted Your Money, Your Retirement. Protect your
Boy, she's going to give you an earful after you get blowed
up. I told her, I says, don't mention anything about the mold or anything, just that you want to be able to stay until the 7th.
But actually, I don't mind if callers go off. If every caller did it perfectly,
Right. Well, when you have a voice like that, though, you were falling asleep.
It'd be a difference.
Just let me talk.
You did. You gave her a solid minute. I was proud of you. I
actually
was
gave her
counting
more
in my
than a
head
minute.
down from 10.
I got a question. What nationality is she? What ethnicity?
Iraqi.
I can't tell.
Iraqi.
I can't tell. Doesn't she?
The director of Colorado's Department of Revenue.
I could not
And
tell.
she was born in some either China or
I tried that in China.
But she has zero accent, right?
No, yeah.
I don't hear authentic.
How do you know she's
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. How are you? This is the only show you'll ever hear of its kind where we take calls and try to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. This hour brought to you by ApprovalReverse.com. That's a reverse mortgage company, and if you call Joan Sullivan and her team, like Mary Jane, they can counsel you as to whether it'll work for you. In some cases it will, in some cases it won't. What I like about them is the truth. ApprovalReverse.com. Listen, some of you may think I was a little mean to Mary. Mary keeps calling with this same issue. She has chickens and she's renting a house and the landlord wants her out. She says she should get 90 days to get out. She has no right to get 90 days, in my opinion, not a legal opinion, just based on what I know. I'm not telling her she has to get out. I'm just saying that it looks like this landlord's doing an eviction. Now, she says she needs to stay just a few more days. That's the bottom line. She needs to stay a few more days because the new place won't be ready. And I said, well, if you pay him, he'll let you stay. She said, yes, he wants some extra money, and I have no problem paying that. So then why is she talking to me? Because she said, well, he destroyed my property, there was mold, there were drug addicts, there were this, that. So she brings up a host of other problems, and this is what I hear her saying. This is her code. This is what I believe Mary is saying. The landlord wants some more money for me to stay a few more days. I get it. But that money should be credited since he's ruined my stuff with mold, and he's allowed drug addicts, and blah, 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 blah. And I gave her a minute to explain, and all she did was kept on bringing up problems. So, Mary, I hope you're listening, because I know what you're saying. You think he should credit you those days for the trouble you've been through. That's it. But he doesn't have to. You should take each thing separately. Pay him the money to stay the extra few days. Then go after him in small claims court for any losses for destroying your property. That's the way it should be handled. Now, Mary's been waiting a very long time, so I want to get to her, and then I'll go back to Jeff, who wants to buy a PC. We have Caesar, who wants to talk about an HOA, and Rochelle, who's talking about a hostile work environment, which, by the way, that's a real deal. We have Genesis Total Exteriors with us, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They also do kitchens and baths and basements. And then we have Debbie Weingart with Best Way Insulation. And she said that basically insulation is useless after a few years.
No, I didn't say that.
No?
I just said that.
What, no, you got to turn the mic on. Go
I
ahead.
didn't say that. I just said that there's a
told me
major difference in insulation.
Okay,
and
but
people
you
don't
said it's
understand.
basically useless. You said...
I said fiberglass doesn't work in this climate
Okay,
very
well, does that mean useless? To me, it means useless. It doesn't
mean
work.
Cellulose works great in this
No,
in this
I know
climate.
that. Okay, I shouldn't have said insulation. Fiberglass batting is not a great... is useless in this climate.
When they test fiberglass and they test insulations, they test at 78 degrees, which is really stupid to me.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't you want to test it at 0 degrees?
Okay, so what if you test it at 0?
It doesn't work.
See? Useless. Now she's going to tell us why, and she has a demonstration for those watching online.
Yeah.
Or if you're listening to the podcast, go on YouTube or at Facebook and look at the video.
With fiberglass, it's the air in between the fibers that's your R value. It's not the glass itself. As these air pockets get colder and colder and colder, it fails. We also did a test with NREL, and I said, you guys know that...
A test with what?
With different insulation.
Okay.
And we tested and found out that actually fiberglass actually heats up an attic. Did you know that?
It heats up an attic
It's usually 10 degrees hotter in a fiberglass attic than a cellulose attic.
Because it absorbs heat?
Because these air pockets get hotter and hotter and hotter.
But isn't that good for insulation, though?
No, because it's actually fighting against the temperatures.
What happens
with cellulose, it's a material itself that's your R value. You don't lose R value when it gets cold.
So you're telling me the insulating factor of fiberglass batting is the space in between the fiberglass?
Yes, it's the air in between the fibers that's your R value. And you saw with this display that we have that we developed a method to go in and compress the fiberglass and reblow it with cellulose.
So if you have fiberglass insulation, you're saying you should go in and compress it, get it out of the way, and then put cellulose in.
Yeah. Okay, let's say you're walking into a blizzard. What's going to give you the most comfort when you're walking into a blizzard? The hat on your head or the coat around your body?
I don't know.
The coat around your body will last longer, and it protects you more. Okay? The biggest thing that most people are thinking, oh, it's my attic. Usually not. It's usually your walls. Yeah. Fiberglass shrinks over time. So now your 70s homes, your 80s homes have an inch of fiberglass in the walls. We compress that.
It does shrink over time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell us how you compress it in a minute.
Okay.
I want to know. I want people listening to know. Mary, what about this parking ticket? What is so important about a parking ticket?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
My daughter parked in a private parking lot. It was in the evening. It was after dark. And she thought that the stall she was parking in was number 39, but it was number 34.
So a private pay parking lot?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And she paid but wrote down the wrong one?
Correct. She paid for a different stall, and she paid for 39.
But doesn't she get a ticket to put on her dash?
Yes. She had the ticket on the dash. Yep.
And she still got a ticket?
She got a ticket for $75. It was a $3.50.
Now, you understand that ticket is not from the city?
Correct.
Okay.
It's now gone to, like, collections. And we actually disputed it. Not disputed.
Yeah, you can fight it. I mean, you can. It's a collection. That's what it is. It's a private bill collector. A ticket from a private parking lot is a bill.
They might have an argument if the place was full.
Right. It wasn't. There was only like 3 or 4
Now,
cars.
why would they have an argument if it was full, Mark?
Because they couldn't rent out the one she was supposed to be in because the machine would show it was full. But if it wasn't full, I don't know why it would matter.
But if it was full, that space she wrote down would have been there already.
Well, no, what I'm saying is when someone else walked up to the machine and the machine already knew 34 was sold, even though no one was in it, it wouldn't be able to sell 34.
The one that she wrote down, was it occupied or not?
No.
The bottom line is they didn't lose a dime.
No.
So why are they coming after her? Do they not believe her? It could be they don't believe her.
No. They basically stated just what you just said, that they couldn't rent out the other spot, which
is true.
To me.
Which is true.
a $3.50.
No, it's true though. It's true they couldn't write it. They couldn't rent it out because it showed being used.
And that's what I mean. If the place was full, they probably should go after it.
Yeah,
but if it wasn't,
in actuality, they had no loss. They could have had a loss. And normally you can't sue based on what could have happened.
Okay.
So, I mean, what I'm saying is, if it was me, I'd fight it too. Because I'd say, yes, indeed, if you lost a sale, I probably should be responsible for the sale.
To me, that's a breach of their contract.
So you're looking for a way to sue them, Mark. What, and how would it be? How did they breach their contract?
Because
they provided a spot.
You entered into an agreement with, this isn't legal advice, but you entered into an agreement with them to park in a space for an X amount of money.
And she did park.
The consideration was there. She did park, and then they in turn breached the contract with her by putting it on her credit report.
No, but Mark, they said they're not claiming she didn't pay, are they?
No.
They're claiming.
Well, of course. What are they claiming?
Lost opportunity. What are they suing you for? What does it say?
They're not suing her. They just put it on her daughter's credit report.
Is that right?
They just sent it to collections.
Yeah, it's at collections. It hasn't gone on to.
No, it hasn't gone on the report yet.
Got it.
No, and it's in my husband's name.
If it's not on her credit report, let them come after you. Then you defend it.
That's what I'm saying. Just defend it.
If it does end up on the credit report, then it's in your hands to get it off. That's just a sad reality.
Okay. But if I don't pay it, it's just going to probably go on the credit report, correct?
Well, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, but I would fight it. But
could it affect the license renewal or something,
Hell no,
Tom?
Not private, no.
Okay.
Jeff, you want to talk about a PC?
Yeah.
Where did you ever go to Micro Center?
I did, and it just seems like they have a lot of refurbished laptops there.
They do. So compare them to the new ones.
Sure.
And Best Buy has great deals.
Online,
Some of them have full warranties, though, man. Some of those refurbished, for example, they're Apple products at Micro Center. If they're Apple refurbished, they come with the same warranty as brand new.
And here's another thing, okay? There's a difference between refurbished and open box.
Right.
I like open boxes. Open boxes just mean some idiot didn't know how to operate it.
Okay.
Anyway, what is your price range?
I don't know, around $700.
Okay, you're going to get plenty. You're going to get plenty for that. Listen, Jeff, another thing. You get more in a PC than you do in an Apple because Apple's proprietary and you pay more than you should. But unfortunately, it's that way. I like Apple better. I like the operating system. I like the ease. I like all that. But
they cost a ton more, though.
That's what I'm saying. You're not getting value. You get way more value with a PC. If you're just starting, you don't care. Now, Jeff, there is something you mentioned, though, and you mentioned the solid-state drives. Solid-state drives are great, but the size is still exactly the same. If you get 256K solid-state, it's the same as gigs. It's the same as 256 gig of a regular one.
Right. You want solid state, though, man.
Now solid state's not only faster, more dependable. So you have to decide what size you need. With today's backups,
a lot of those laptops have a hybrid one where the first 256 will be the solid state and then maybe a gig that's hard drive. So your operating system stays on that solid state, so it's really fast.
And then a terabyte, you mean?
And then a terabyte.
Okay, but here's another thing I did, okay? I got a solid state with my Mac, but then I bought the 256 solid state, and then I have a Word subscription or a Microsoft subscription, which gives me 1 terabyte of cloud automatically, plus I bought an external terabyte solid state. An external terabyte solid state was only like $149 or $159. It might have been $240 at the time. I don't know. But the external one, the great thing about solid state drives, it used to be external drives were not as fast, really, because they went through the bus, the USB. But nowadays, with USB and solid state, they're virtually as fast as anything inside. So even if you bought a 256 internal solid state drive and you found you needed more storage, you can easily hook up a solid state external drive for 1 terabyte for backups or for parallel operating. And that's what I would do.
Right, and that's actually what I was thinking about doing, was if I didn't have enough storage to just go ahead and use an external drive.
But remember, the external drives are not all solid state. They look solid state.
Right.
They even say something that's a little misleading. You have to get a solid state external drive to have the speed, the accuracy, and the dependability. But right now, it's a buyer's market. Go to Micro Center or Best Buy. Those places are blowing people away.
This report is sponsored.
Tom, 1 minute, K&H Long. K&H Long. From the Highway Drive in the metro area, good news. Earlier crash, southbound 225 approaching I-25. That's cleared out of the way. Still residual backups to Parker, but the crash is gone. That earlier wreck northbound I-25 at I-225. That's been cleared out of the way as well. Still a wreck off highway to watch out for him. The southbound side of Santa Fe near
Do you want to do any special for
westbound I-70
new roofing customers?
free roof
roof tune-up.
What is that?
So only on asphalt. I'm not going to do it on tile. We'll go up there and take care of any little minor problems, like we have to caulk something or something like that.
Wow.
So.
What if it's not damaged? You hope you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, good.
Free roof tune-up.
I like that.
So if it's just
They'll
asphalt,
inspect
asphalt
every
shingle.
single asphalt shingle.
Yeah, with a microscope.
To have the exact amount of granulates.
If you ever get a
guys. K&H Home Solutions. You're going to love this special from K&H. The people I've used in the past in my home, 30% off windows, siding, and doors. That's a 30% off their already routine low pricing below market. And then, in addition to that 30%, you get an extra 10% on entry doors if you mention my name, Martino, or Tom, or Troubleshooter, or Pain in the Ass, whichever one you want. 303-421-7100, that's K&H Home Solutions. Now, K&H Home Solutions has a very sophisticated online scheduling system. You can make a no-obligation in-home visit there, and they'll take all the samples to you. You'll see their beautiful windows. You'll see their siding. You'll see door samples. It's khwindows.com. I know these people from the very beginning till now, and you can depend on them. 303-421-7100, khwindows.com.
Back to CarMax will buy it. Let's jump right back into the action. A used minivan with 200,000 miles. Cassandra.
CarMax will buy it.
That's correct. The car you're driving now. Cassandra again.
CarMax will buy it.
You're on a roll. Any car at all, no matter what. Sherry is the answer. CarMax will buy it. That's right. Because CarMax buys all the cars. No matter what. No questions asked. CarMax will buy it.
Dear Tom, you said that Centeno Schultz is the only place you'd go for stem cell therapy, but aren't there other clinics that do stem cell therapy? Yes, that was a true email. There are other clinics. Now, if you're looking for stem cell therapy, there are other clinics that do it the right way too. But here's what I'm saying. There is no one with the experience of Centeno Schultz, and no one can claim they invented the clinical procedure many, many years ago. The first ones to use it on humans in a clinical setting. Dr. Chris Centeno himself. And you can find out more about Centeno Schultz with an evaluation that most insurance pays for. And then if you're experiencing any pain, you want to go to one of their seminars, it's thestemcellexperts.com. Find out more. 303-963-9201. 963-9201.
Guys, John over here for American Financing.
How did yours work?
What's that?
How did yours work?
Oh, I did not have them do it. I had a phony clinic do it the first time because I was taking, when it first came out. And they did some stem cell therapy, some umbilical cord, some amniotic fluid. It worked great on my shoulder. It worked great. But I was charged for stem cell. Technically, that was no better than PRP. Centeno could have done that or anyone else. Would have been cheaper. The problem I have with these clinics is not that amniotic fluid is useless. It's that it's not stem cell therapy. It's growth factors. And you can do that way cheaper at Centeno Schultz. If you don't want stem cell therapy, they'll give you PRP and other therapies. But if you do stem cell, these guys were charging $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 per shot for what they're calling stem cell. What they should have been charging is like $1,200 for a PRP, because they did not. But even the lesser shot helped me in my shoulder. Even that did. But then when I found out about real stem cells,
did you have it done to your back?
Yeah, it didn't do shit on there. Not the amniotic fluid. Nothing. Not one thing. But my shoulder, it helped. But I would still go to Centeno because they do have the lesser price. They don't lie to you about it. They'll say, look, you don't need stem cells. And then you're not charged for stem cells. You get a lesser injection. And it's great. That's what counts.
So I'm getting my MRIs tomorrow. And then I'll be
for back or what?
No, for both my knees.
Because you were at the last one.
I was at that last one.
They have great success.
And so they were doing the what do you call it, with the where they viewed they looked at a lady that was like 8 years old knees, and then mine they go, oh Mark, your knees are really bad.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mark Trenner, Trenner Law. Remember the name, Trenner Law. If you need a copyright, a trademark, a patent, TrennerLaw.com. Mark Trenner on our referral list at referrallist.com. Hey, I want to ask our Best Way Insulation. Is this method for compressing insulation, is it like a patented kind of thing? Oh, you got to turn your mic on. Okay, go ahead. It's on now. No, it was on. Yeah, he turned it on for you.
Anyway, they asked me to patent it. NREL asked me to patent it. And my whole thing is my grandkids are worth $1 million that I'd get for patenting it. Some people believe in global warming. I definitely do, because I go to all these conventions and stuff all over the world.
So you're saying you want people to do it?
I want people to do it.
You don't want to hold back?
No, I want people to do it.
You want people to know about it?
We can get 50 to 70% reductions on anybody's home, whether it's brand new or old.
So you're telling me if I already have fiberglass batting insulation, I can benefit still?
Yes.
So you're not looking at people who don't, old homes with no insulation.
It can be anybody's home.
And how do you go in?
And we're doing the attic and the walls.
Okay, how do you go into a wall space and compress the existing fiberglass?
If they got lap siding, we take a row of lap siding off per level, stick tubes up the wall, push on it as we're blowing it, and then we stick it down and do the same thing.
And it blows in the new and compresses the old.
It compresses the other stuff, because the whole thing is people try and do it, but they don't compress it. And if it's not compressed, it's going to keep shrinking, and then you'll have a void again. So you want to seal up that wall cavity.
But how do you do that? Is it a special method where
It's a special tube, and it's a special method.
And it's high pressure.
High pressure.
And it pushes the fiberglass flat as it fills it with new cellulose.
Right.
So if someone had, what are the newer homes? Are what?
Like
with the fiberglass. What do they claim they are? They are what?
R13, R15, sometimes R20 if they're 2x6 walls.
Okay, so if you have an R20 wall, you go into a home with R20. That's pretty damn good. But what you're saying to begin with, it's not really R20. Not really.
It's not really.
And then when you get done, what is it really?
When we get done, it's an R22, but there's no
R20.
wind penetration that can get through that wall cavity.
If I had an R20 built by a builder or a semi-track, semi-custom, whatever, and you come in and do your method to put cellulose in and compress all that old fiber or that fiberglass, whether it's old or new, what difference will I see?
Usually we're getting their bills down 50 to 70%.
Oh, come on! 50 to 70% savings?
It documented.
Mark, did you hear her?
Yeah, we're getting huge results. They actually
I want you to do my home. You can actually do this on
lap siding.
Well, what about stucco?
No, you've got to go inside to do it. We have to drill every cavity inside.
Oh, what do you mean every cavity on each level?
Every stud cavity we have to drill a hole.
Oh, my God. Who would ever do that then?
Most people that don't have wall insulation would do it.
Yeah,
heartbeat.
But if you have stucco.
But we can do it on
why can't you do exterior stucco? Because you've got to.
Because on the stucco they usually have a chicken wire or a mesh on the outside.
Can't you go in the attic?
No. It has to be done from the middle of the wall.
Up and then down.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
So she can go through the stucco, and then I'll restucco the house for him.
Do you stucco houses?
Oh, yeah. It is one of our hottest markets right now, stucco and stone.
Yeah. But we can work together and do it.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
But
Wait a minute.
You
could restucco, because I got a bid for restucco.
Oh, no.
They actually used me to redo the national standards for insulation weatherization because my results are so high.
So do you want to pack this as much as possible?
Yes.
Okay.
And they did a test up at Red Rocks Community College.
So you don't want it fluffed. You want it packed.
You're next,
we want
Tim.
it packed as tight as we can get it.
Tim, what's your question?
I just had some information from a company that does foam spray the same way she's.
Do they go in? Do they go in over your fiberglass and compress it?
Correct. Yes, they do.
Okay.
It doesn't compress.
Why?
Because it doesn't have enough strength to compress.
Well, you're right, because the foam isn't foam when it comes out. Whoa! But when it expands, it will press it down. Of course it would. It lifts concrete. It should be able to compress.
It doesn't compress it. We've tried it.
Well, come on. Now, Tim, how do you know about this?
I saw a video presentation of it, and
are you sure it doesn't compress?
It doesn't compress it the way it needs to be compressed.
But
there's different spray foams.
Foams are pretty strong.
Well, they expand a little bit, but they don't. We want it flat. We want to compress the stuff.
You actually compress it flat with your method.
Yeah. And we want it that way. And they did a test up at Red Rocks Community College. They had all the insulation companies come up there and blow walls. Everybody else got 2 to 3 pounds per square foot. We got 7.5 to 9.
Wally.
What's average house costing?
Average house, 1,000 square foot home, 1,900.
Yeah, there's no 1,000 square foot home. Let's talk about 2,500. Let's talk about a 25.
You're probably looking somewhere around 5,000-6,000.
Yeah, but you're going to make that up in a year or two.
About 2.5 year payback.
Okay, Wally, what's going on?
So Best Way did my house. I bought a house 3 years ago.
Did you already have insulation, or was it an old house?
It's a 1960 brick home, had 0 insulation in the walls.
Why did it have 0 in 1960?
It wasn't code until 72 to insulate walls.
Oh, my God. Okay, so then what, Wally?
So they went through and drilled holes in the mortar between the bricks, and when they were done and patched it, you can't even tell it. But I just did a bathroom remodel, and I took off some drywall on the exterior wall, and what they blew in was so compacted that none of it fell out of the wall when I took the drywall off.
Wow. Is that it? That's cool. Thank you. When that cellulose goes in, does it have a sticky nature to it?
No.
Will it compress?
No. I mean, you can do wet spray and blow it on new construction and then trowel it off. Okay? That does have a sticky system. But the stuff we do doesn't have to be that way.
All right. Let's talk. Cesar, what's happening? Cesar. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, you have an HOA question? What is it,
yes,
Cesar?
Sir, Tom Way. Thank you for the call.
Yes.
Hey, I'm part of a HOA association, but my question is, I drive a contract vehicle that the company provides where I work.
Yeah, and they don't want you to park there because it's advertisement.
They actually have that power?
Yeah, they do. Now, are you in a closed subdivision, or is it a neighborhood association?
It's a neighborhood association.
You're sure it's a neighborhood? It's not an HOA then?
Well, give me an example of the other one.
All right.
Like, I don't know.
Another one would be you drive in and you're in that community, and normally people would not drive by, and it's a community. You can tell, like Highlands Ranch, you go back into a community called backcountry, or you go into Cottonwood Hills, or you go into certain areas and it's their community, and usually the only people driving around are service vehicles or people who live there. Whereas if you're in Wash Park, it's a neighborhood association.
Yeah, I mean, my association, you just drive in and out. Anybody can drive in and out.
I know anyone can drive in and out, Caesar, and it doesn't. Yeah. What I'm saying is it a neighborhood or is it a subdivision? Is it an open neighborhood like Wash Park?
Well, it's got a big old fence, brick wall all the way around it, so it's probably
What's the name of it?
I believe it's Haley Realty.
Okay, what I'm saying to you is this. If it's a public neighborhood, just a real neighborhood, and they have an association, they all got together and agree on standards, they can't force them on you. The only time they can force them on you is if you agree to it. So if you agree to an HOA policy and bylaws, yeah, they can do it. because you agreed to it. They're saying you can't have signage on your vehicle, or they don't want billboards. That's what they're trying to prevent. But you can put it in the garage. They can't keep you from doing that.
True, yeah. It's hard to fit a tall van in there, but yeah, that's another way. Okay.
I'm sorry, Caesar. We got more coming up.
No. Can you turn off the
radio station with Russ Kaminsky Mornings. Sean Hannity at 1, KHOW, Denver.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
Earlier crashes in the tech center.
I thought you did. I just thought you told me no, though, when I asked.
I had 2 great crews.
When you redo stuff,
okay, I'm doing Excel Roofing.
We go on top.
Sorry, I got you Excel Roofing. I did K&H, now I'm doing Excel, just knocking right in the teeth.
Thanks.
Jay's been doing a lot of advertising.
Oh, it's storm season.
Right after the hail, yeah.
And there's that one storm at Castle Rock.
With more than 6,000 hotels across the country, including La Quinta, Days Inn, and Super 8, a great hotel by Wyndham is
yeah, but you want competition like that. He's good.
Oh no, I have no issue. There's enough work.
Excel Roofing, Jay Bretts, my friend, and Excel, one of the best companies run, no money exchange ever until you're 100% satisfied. Now, of course, you don't have to do that to be legal. There are people that are good that take down payments, but why risk it when you got a guy who's been around this many years? And we don't get complaints. Jay Brett's Excel Roofing, as in excellent. ExcelRoofing.com. He will give you a complete total bid with everything involved, because he doesn't say the stupid expression, hey, we'll do whatever the insurance wants. Shy away from those roofers. If they tell you that, get away and go to ExcelRoofing.com. 303-761-6400, locally owned and operated since 93, 30,000 satisfied customers and growing, and they've been around to honor their warranties. 303-761-6400, excelroofing.com.
Your credit challenges are a thing of the past. Once you enter the loan zone, pick up the phone and call.
So there were 3 in this one?
So like on cathedral ceilings, we can go in and we can do those. And like on a lot of them, you'll see shadowing on both sides of the rafters, where the rafters are. By doing this method, you don't have that anymore.
So you're
we go in and compress the fiberglass in the cathedrals and reblow it. Yeah. We can do it.
So cathedral, you have to do that from the inside.
I know and trust this company. Fix It 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And I love the fact that you can really call them with no risk. $39 will get you a diagnosis for any problem, no matter how long it takes. Most people know it's the hunting and finding that problem that takes the money, and the parts are not the big deal. But when you find the problem, they will fix it and apply the $39, so you'll never pay that $39 twice. And if you decide not to have the work done, it's still only $39. Fix It 24/7. FixMyHome.com. FixMyHome.com. The number 720-526-3939. Now they also, for $39, do the clean and check and refurbish of your air conditioning system before the season. It's just $39. You'll be astounded at what they do. FixMyHome.com.
So we can do cathedrals from the roof, right alongside you, or we can do it.
If we're putting a new roof on.
Yeah, or we can do it from the eaves, or we can do it from the attic, or we can do it up to the, depending on where the blocks are.
Right.
But that's why you see on a lot of cathedrals, you'll see shadowing on both sides of the rafters. You'll see, when you look up at this cathedral, you'll see it's dark on each side of where the rafter actually runs.
What is that?
That's condensation in mud. Because when the fiberglass shrinks and the winds blow, mud with the wind comes up there and it settles with the fiberglass and it creates condensation, and you have this shadowing going on. And then by blowing it, redoing it, It stops that.
But it doesn't go back to white, does it?
After you paint it, you won't have that issue again. Because the mud's already gotten to that paint.
Hey guys, the main culprit of ED are changes that occur in the muscle and vascular system.
But it stops the condensation, so you don't have any more of it.
Mary, did you say not Mary? Sorry, Debbie. Did you say that one that went in between the bricks? That was you guys. Your tube is that small? You can go in between bricks?
Yeah, we can blow it in between bricks if it's empty. But if it's got batting, we have to use a 2.5-inch hole.
But you can really.
So Captain Mario is the real one.
We can get it down to that.
Is it
My husband actually designed that method.
I bought a home in Cherokee Country Club.
That's incredible. Did you get that?
I bought a home in Cherokee.
Oh, you did? Oh, you're talking to me? You're out of the high rise?
We don't do foam, we do cellulose.
Nice.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So you have to like
everything done.
No, we get it from the contractor, but the contractor knows the people that we get it from know me, and they pulverize it twice as thin.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Still standing?
Almost 40 years. In Denver, but people tried to take shots, mostly the rip-offs, liars, and cheats. Let's talk. 303-713-TALK. Do you need help? We'll help you. We will help you. Ask your guest if the cellulose is better than foam. Okay, we just had that question. You say yes, right? That's your opinion? You got to turn the mic on. Because our guy is not paying attention. General Grant is not paying attention.
Okay, so the problem with foam is if it's not put on at 2 inches at a time, it's put on heavier than that, it doesn't cure properly, and there are major issues with cyanide gas coming into the house. That is a major problem, and a lot of people aren't addressing that.
Sherry's got a question. Hey, we have lines open, 303-713-TALK. We also have Genesis Total Exteriors with us. Go ahead, Sherry.
Hi.
Hi.
I have some questions for that lady, and I don't mind talking to her on a different phone number.
That's okay. What kind of questions do you have?
I don't have her phone number. Okay, here are my questions. So, does she also do the ceiling?
Yes. We do a air sealing, and what we do is where the walls go up, and you've got your framing, your top plate, we go in and insulate and air seal all your top plates, wire penetrations, junction boxes, bath fans, tin and heat cock the furnace flue, put in your baffles, and then blow the attic. But we get 3 times the results with cellulose than we do with fiberglass. We carry them both because there's some people that really like fiberglass, but it just doesn't work in the cold.
Well, I have electric heat, so I'm really interested in what you're saying.
I've got a bunch of referrals up in Evergreen to give you, and you can talk to them on how we took their bills way down.
So I have another question. I have a garage that has no insulation, and what would I need to do so you could put the cellulose into the garage? Do I need to put sheetrock up there or something, or?
I'm sorry, what?
What?
No insulation in the garage.
With no insulation.
They say you don't insulate garages because garages are not a heated space. If you do insulate, but there's people that smoke that like it. All you got to do is open up their house, open up their door.
Well, no, I believe in insulated garages.
I do too. Mine is insulated. Most people believe that you don't.
Yeah.
And weatherization says you never insulate something you're not heating.
Well, let's go back to my question. If I wish to insulate it, what would I need to do for you to come in and do that? Do I need to put sheetrock up first?
Yes, you always want to. You even have to. We can wet spray it on, or we can.
Yeah, isn't it easier though if she doesn't have drywall?
It's cheaper for you if you put up the drywall and then we come in and blow it.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Now my next question is: I have a brick home. So I'm assuming you do that the same way as the stucco. You come inside and go between every...
When was your house built?
78.
78, it does have a 1-inch fiberglass bat in the walls. And it's brick all the way around? Or is it half brick and half lap siding or what?
All brick.
All brick.
A guy just called that had a brick home.
Yeah, we do have to come inside to do it.
What about the guy that just called that said you did it from the
Those walls were empty.
Oh.
Those walls were empty. If it has the batting, we have to go in and compress that batting, because if you don't, it's going to keep shrinking and you'll have a void
But
again.
why can you compress it on the other kinds of houses from the outside?
We have to use a 1.5-inch tube.
Yeah.
For compressing
Compression.
the batting.
And that's too big for the brick?
Right. If you do it through the mortar of it,
Well,
that's if
you
the
could
walls are
remove
empty.
one brick.
One brick every 16 inches.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Okay.
Okay.
So I have another question.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have to move all my furniture away, or do you come in and do it higher? And then, of course, do you finish?
We do
you
it
don't
through the
finish
middle
that.
of the wall. We have to do it through the middle of the wall, and you do
So I
need
just
to move
have
your
to make
furniture
sure-
3 feet away.
So everything has to be 3 feet away.
Yeah.
And you're going to do between every stud, and you're going to do it in the middle of the wall. Then I need to go in and have that. I'm getting ready to paint. So
That's a good time to do
Yeah,
it.
this is. Yeah, you want to do
and
this
then
before
come
you
in
do
and
that.
Finish it and paint.
What kind of difference do you think she'll see?
Same as if we do the attic walls and air sealing.
70, 80%.
Yeah, we're wanting at least 50 to 70%.
Oh my
That's what we're
God.
striving for, and we get
Okay,
it
and
almost every time. Almost every time. And we've done energy makeover contests with
This is
Excel
crazy.
repeatedly, and
have
we're
another
getting those
question.
results.
All right, she has another question. Go ahead, Sherry.
And I would be a good example if you wanted to know. I could let
Yeah.
you know, if I do it. So my next question is, let's say I have a 1,500 square foot house, so it's not real big. But if I bring that furniture away from, say, 1 or 2 rooms, can you come
You
out
really want
twice?
to do the walls all the way around per level. And the reason
I have
for
one
that is
level.
your heat and everything is going to go out the ones you don't do.
Okay.
Well, I
Yeah.
have-
So you don't
I'm
notice a
just
difference.
asking-
She has
I'm
one level.
talking about one level going all the way around the walls, but
Okay.
what happens if you need to come out twice, like if I am not ready to do
Half and half.
part of it or something, half and
We
half?
can come out
Do you-
twice. That's not a problem.
Do you have like a trip charge, or
No.
is it just the square footage
No.
that you do?
We have a minimum of $500 minimum. That's
so my
really
cost
good.
would be about $3,500 to do the garage and the
Yeah.
house, right?
Yeah. I've got to come out and take a look at it. But there's huge rebates out there too. You know, on attic and air sealing, if the walls are batted, Excel will not let us rebate them, which
I
is
don't have
stupid.
Excel.
Oh, it's only for non-insulated.
It's non-insulated.
They should go by percentage of savings.
You know what
Like they do on furnaces.
We insulated a guy that was an Excel guy on the board of directors. And I said, okay, why can we insulate attics that have insulation, but we can't insulate walls that have insulation? He said, I didn't know you couldn't. And I said, yeah, we can. Excel won't let us. And he goes, well, let me go back. And he talked to the people in Minnesota. Minnesota said, oh, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. 2 weeks later, we start doing this. And
they say no.
They call us up and say, no, on this program you can't get rebates.
But if they can prove a savings, they should be able to rebate. It doesn't matter if it's insulated or not. Paul, you have an insulation question? Paul?
Yes, hello?
Yes, sir. What is your question?
I'm building a house in Colorado Springs, and the builder wants to use the blown insulation. I had heard some time ago that blown insulation settles in the walls after a while, and then you've got uninsulated spaces.
If you put it in at 3.8 pounds per square foot, it does not settle. Ours tested at 7.5. Can't get any better than that.
She must be a hoot at parties.
Yeah, she knows all about it. I never knew a woman to know her business like this one. I mean, or a guy, but I meant especially a woman, because usually, I'm not saying it should be this, but usually in the technical fields where there's a husband and wife team, you have the wife usually takes care of all the books and all the interior stuff, and the husband goes out in the field, and this is like they're both.
Well, my husband went blind.
Oh.
And so I took over the business after that. So he stays in and answers all the questions, and he designs all these. He's the one that designed all these different methods.
That's cool.
You know?
Best way insulation. We have more coming up.
This report is sponsored by Napa.
Well, people don't know about it until they do it.
This is the real Steve Lorenzo right here.
You see
How'd
a
you
picture of
find
him?
the real one?
She found it.
You found a picture of him?
Yeah, the real one.
The Instagram screenshot I sent you.
Yeah, it's his driver
that's the real account where the pictures are being stolen from.
But
That's
why
what,
would he show his social and everything? I mean,
what?
why would this guy show his license online?
What does
That was no. Oh. Huh.
Steve Lorenzo.
Unless he's got a fake ID.
He's probably got a fake name,
Tommy,
fake ID.
very curious. I'm asking.
What does the
You're
passport
asking
say?
about the real or the fake is what I want to know.
Auto parts stores.
I want to see the passport.
God bless.
You're asking about his Massachusetts license?
Yeah.
Yeah, why does he have it?
Oh.
He's Italian plus.
What's weird is how he's holding. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's holding his thumb over a picture. Why?
John Fuller, Fuller Law is the place to call if you are in an auto accident or injured for any reason. Why bother looking around when you can get free legal advice right here? I mean, you can shop for attorneys after that, but when you talk to John Fuller, you will know you have a guy who's fully versed in personal injury law. Plus, you're getting good information when you need it the most. If you're injured, think John Fuller, Fuller Law. I need information. Tom Martino says I can get unbiased, good information from John Fuller. Now you go to his website and get general information, personalinjuryco.com, or get personal information at a time when you need it the most, 303-597-4500, 597-4500.
Well, spending time in your backyard, make it a true paradise with True Pump. Your
So he's covering not the picture, he's covering
the best in pond supplies and will help you
his
find the perfect water
license.
features for your outdoor space. True Pump is centrally located just 5 blocks south of I-25 at 1429 South Broadway, or call 303-744-3505. Mention 630K
Real ID, real answers.
10% off on your outdoor water feature project.
What does the passport say?
Hey, sometimes you just need a brake. At Pro Auto Care, you get $50 off the front brakes and $50 off the rear brakes. But you must mention Martino, and it's this month only, so you only have a few days left to catch a break at Pro Auto Care. Yeah, they do brakes, they do tires, they do everything. And they give you, remember, roadside assistance in between every repair. 303-PRO-AUTO. 303-PRO-AUTO. And the website, 303proauto.com.
Who doesn't want to own their home faster? Can it be done without paying more money? Absolutely. Here's how. Quit paying compound interest. If you borrow $400,000 at 4.25, you won't pay back.
I got a question. Now, if you have yours totally packed, as far as your...
If we have what?
Yours packed all you want.
This is, the guy couldn't hold it. He wondered if you would address this on the air.
It's done on
He
new
said, you've
homes.
talked about before, if you were ever diagnosed with cancer,
I would never
what
have a
sort of
house with
steps you would
cell
take
phones.
for food.
No, it's done right.
And he's
It's
like,
done
what
right.
would you
I
do if you
understand
were
if they would do
diagnosed
it,
with prostate
but
cancer?
when it's
What kinds of things
It
would
turns
you
into
start
powder
doing
after
for yourself
after
for
20
health?
years.
Do you want me to just put a little reminder on the screen for you?
People don't know that.
He didn't want to come on. He just, that's
It's
why.
extremely flammable. It will put off cyanide gas when it burns. You got 30 seconds to get out of that house.
And I'd love to get Ron Rosedale on and set it up.
And just so you know, oh, he already went. There was a guy named, it was Willem. It wasn't William, it was Willem. Oh, okay, don't check that.
Pull his back up.
Oh, you got it for an example?
Getting 630K hub.
I don't see any with two different pictures like that one. You know what I'm saying? I don't see one single one that has two pictures.
It's important to have a large town.
First of all, that guy's way too young to be on our time.
So what is he hiding?
That's why Indeed
That picture?
gives you access to a large
What is who hiding?
He's hiding his number, his license number.
Go in on hiring with Indeed.
Yeah, but wait.
Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored
How
job.
old is he?
On your
When's his birthday?
No, that's what he's hiding. His birthday is his number.
There's nothing like meeting.
But look, you have his address.
He's got his address.
Make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties
Here
together
it is,
all the
58.
communication
He's born
needs
58.
into one
Where
easy
did you see
platform.
that?
Right at the bottom of his picture there, the second picture.
I think it's all funny.
Ah, 21458.
Easily from anywhere. Your mobile phone, your laptop, or company.
It's about 60.
I think so too.
Business gets done.
Oh, they could be.
It doesn't look
Oh,
it.
look at Meet Happy.
Is that the real guy or the fake guy?
Why are you see the phone? We have dinner reservations.
I'm getting a quote for life insurance from Ethos.
Is that the real guy or the fake guy?
I thought it would be more expensive.
No, I think it's a real guy.
Well, it's the real guy, but is this, did the fake guy send this to her?
Policies for any budget. Let's do business with you.
We have time.
You just
Here's
answer
another
4
one.
simple questions.
Tell me a pilot who can't fly to meet his girlfriend. Okay?
I don't know.
I've flown. You've flown.
Seriously? That was really fast.
I know, right? And the online application
why
only
is he,
takes about 10 minutes. No pushy agents. And in most
Should I put
cases,
that up on
no
the-
medical exams. It's perfect
Not
for
yet.
us.
Can we apply right now?
Why not? And after dinner,
Here's the
maybe
only
we
one I
can
found with dual
celebrate.
pictures, though, is this one.
Ethos is perfect for us.
When was it issued?
Ethos
When
is
was it issued? This was issued in 17.
straightforward and super fast. Don't get lost.
It's just a sample.
09. So they did have, I don't know why they have that.
Ethoslife.com. That's ethoslife.com. Let's talk about Cracker Jack Mud
First of all, they can't fly every day of the week.
Concrete
There's no reason why he can't fly to see her, if that was the case.
He gets jump seats. You know, he gets to fly free normally.
Yeah, but he's on Italiano Air. You don't know if
They
they
usually
do.
reciprocate.
Cracker
So they don't
Jack Mud
put
Jacking
zip
can take
code
care of all of that.
on any
60,000 jobs under their
Massachusetts?
belt, 20 years in business.
This doesn't have a zip code.
303-410-7787, 410-7787.
Doesn't even have. Oh, there it is.
What is it? They got zip code. His doesn't have any zip code.
Who is Sherry?
She's the sister.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. Rochelle's been waiting a while. I want to take her. Meanwhile, Mark Szymanski at Genesis Total Exteriors is going to do free roof inspections and tune-ups. That means if you have minor problems with asphalt roofs only, asphalt shingles, what are you going to do?
We're going to go up on the roof and we're going to inspect the roof to see if there's any problems, and we'll take care of any minor problems, like if some of the nails are showing. You know, if they don't have seal
You'll
at the
fix
top,
that?
we'll
You'll
fix that.
seal?
If there's a flap from a chimney flashing is up, we'll reseal that down. Things like that.
So minor tune-up and inspection of your roof free of charge from GenesisTotalExteriors.com. 303-679.
And that goes from the spring,
8509.
from the Springs up to Fort Collins.
All right, that's 679-8509. Rochelle, what's going on? Rochelle,
Yes.
what's
How are you?
happening? What's happening?
I'm just trying to find out what my rights are and what I should do concerning my employer, my job.
Okay, what's going on? Let's talk about it. What's happening?
I think it's called a hostile work environment.
Yeah, now that there is such a thing, but man, it's got to be hostile. And then I'll tell you what people usually do with a hostile work environment. It's not what you think probably, because it's different than harassment. So let's talk about a hostile work environment. What makes it hostile?
Well, it's escalated today, but prior to that, it was just eye-rolling, another female that I work with, comments that other people have said, watch yourself today, she's out to get you, people that don't even work with us. She has talked to them about trying to get me and get me fired. Then I hear from other people that, don't worry about it, ignore this person, this is what she does. She's been doing that since she's been working here, and she doesn't really like other females coming to work here. Well,
okay,
I've been ignoring all of that.
What position is she in?
She's been here longer than I have, but we both are in the same position.
Okay, so she's a fellow employee creating a hostile work environment.
Correct. And no one is doing anything about it. And they do know about it.
Now, you understand there's a difference between people that don't get along and hostile. Yes.
Tom, it's just, Rochelle, to be fair, it's not that your work isn't doing anything about it, but today is the first time you officially said something, right? Just to be fair to your employer.
Right.
Okay.
Right, because it's escalated to the point of racial.
Okay, so...
Other than that, I just ignore it. They've been, as long as I don't have to work with her, which we don't work together, but even with us not working together, she has gone to other people for them to say something to me concerning something that she feels I need to be doing.
How is it racial? Are you of a minority?
I am.
Okay, and so how does she make it racial exactly? What does she do?
Well, I was told this morning when I came to work that she said she didn't want to drive any company vehicle that I was in because of the N-word perfume that I wear.
Honest to goodness. Okay, hold on. Let's come back and talk about this and more. I'll tell you what your options are. As I said, they're not what you usually think. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around.
That's crazy someone would say that.
Yeah, I'm not sure they do.
That's crazy.
But she's saying hearsay. She didn't hear it direct. She goes, oh, somebody said that. Now, how do you get that person to say it again?
So the example she gave me, they both have their CDLs, so they share a truck. And I guess the gal said to a fellow employee, I don't want to drive that truck with her inward perfume smell.
Oh, not to her face.
Not to her face, she's saying it to other people.
I see now.
So she told the boss today, the boss is going to talk to the gal, but it sounds like this gal is likes being the only woman working around.
Yeah, but that's pretty outrageous to say that.
That's really bad. I'm not making excuses, but just that's really bad if you ask me.
I gotta work. If it actually was Dan, I don't complain.
I think it's a fake address on that license. How come you
I'm the only girl when Daphne's not.
Oh, did you look it up?
Yeah, I can't find it.
Look at this thing. This is searching, man.
Yeah, it's going to say you got to pay.
Yeah, but if it finds it dead,
What are you talking about?
Okay, so look at that license again, Tom. Let me show you something on that license that I noticed.
Watch it come back.
Mark, did you look at that license? Look at it.
The birthday?
No, the word Steve is in blue, almost like
It covers over the real name.
Yeah,
real name.
We've looked at some other.
What was the name?
It just looks a little weird.
I did.
Who gave you this stuff?
Sister.
Where'd she find it?
Sherry's. She must have got it from Sherry.
No, Massachusetts has the first name in blue.
You know that for sure.
Right here's an example.
Well, it's just an example here.
You know what? The banks have to, when you're wiring money, the banks have to get IDs, guys. Why isn't the bank getting an ID on these?
Well, you mean when he goes to pick it up?
If I go wire money to Tom, if I go wire money to Tom's account,
goes to Western Union.
Debbie, if I go wire money to Tom's account, they're not asking me for Tom's ID.
No, but I mean, if you do it through the bank, they do ask for an ID. If you're wiring money, they've always asked me.
But he's not wiring to her; she's wiring to him.
I know, but when he picks it up, he has to show ID.
Depending on
who she put it to, yeah.
Yeah.
No, as far as the license, the address is wrong. I don't.
What do you mean wrong?
There's no address for that. I can't find any address for that.
So 4,300 square foot, I should figure around $8,600.
Give me a pen and a piece of paper.
Yeah, they want $5.
Two-story.
But I wouldn't mind doing it, but it says there's no exact images. I'm going to try a different one. Hold on. Oh, you know what I'll try is I'm going to do just his face from his driver's license.
You can do that.
The man accused of setting fire to 3 historically black churches in Louisiana earlier this year is now charged with federal hate crimes, which means Holden Matthews could face decades in prison on each count if convicted.
See, do you think this is a real photo?
Son of a sheriff's deputy is already charged with.
Or do you think it's doctored?
This is Fox News.
They do such a good job. Hey, can you see his name anywhere there?
We know that your day doesn't stop.
What's that?
They don't have a name anywhere on his shirt.
And people to see,
oh,
count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7.
I can't even see what that says.
Find all major brands testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in store and online.
I mean, this could be.
And download the to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile app with Pill Reminder. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today.
The wall should run you $57.60.
1901.
Oh, and I have a lot of vault. I've got 4,300.
In vaulted ceilings?
More than half of it's vaulted.
Okay.
Offering encouragement, support, and hope.
I got clay tile roofs, so no lightweight concrete.
You know what? I'm going to upload
For
this one.
confidential information on mental and substance use disorders, including prevention and treatment referrals for you or someone you know.
But didn't your attic about 2,000 square feet?
Brought to you
I
by
mean,
the U.S. Department of Health and
No,
Human
I
Services.
don't think it'd be that much.
This forecast from the
Let's see,
Denver Trial Lawyers
my
Weather
master's vaulted. Because even to get to my attic space, I only have one area you can get to, the other area you can't get to.
This report
Probably
is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. This month at Napa Auto Parts
600
stores,
square
get
feet.
$25
There
or
isn't
more
anything
off
we can't
brand
get
new
to.
DeWalt Power Tools by trading in your
Oh, yeah.
One way or another,
Right,
there
no,
isn't
I
anything we
understand.
can't get to.
Napa know-how at participating Napa
So-
Auto Parts stores.
But again, why would
Last
you
offer ends June 30th.
have a Massachusetts
I love the art of
rising?
granite because they're big and small. What I mean by big and small,
Your attic
they
size.
are big when it comes to
Is that
what they
2,000?
do. They are a
About
direct
600 square feet.
importer of
Everything else is
granite,
vaulted.
quartz,
Okay.
and other natural stone. They
But
can
it's
get you
normally
any granite you want
equivalent to
on
about
Mitchell's wholesale
2,000
account,
square
and
foot
that's all
attic
they pay us wholesale.
area,
It doesn't
including
mark
the
up, so you
vault.
go
Oh,
anywhere. Also,
let's
cabinets
see.
you'll get
Yeah.
directly
Yeah.
from the manufacturer.
Okay.
You deal with one person, no subcontractors. All those big giant warehouses never do that. Also, he gets you the best prices and he doesn't lie to you about it, like the big places that tell you you're getting 70 and 80% off. With Mitch, just compare and contrast. What you'll see is beautiful work wholesale granite, beautiful cabinets
is a
direct
smart
from the
fucking
manufacturer,
thing.
and he will do everything you do in the kitchen and the bathroom free. Meaning if you get
processed.
counters, he'll do a vanity top. If you get cabinets,
But
he'll
if
do a
it does
vanity.
find
He'll tear
something,
out
maybe it's
all
just
the
gonna
old
find
kitchen
his
free.
fake one
Give
he
him a
did.
call to start this process.
You know what I'm saying?
386
But this big one, I'm sure he dodged it.
386-5919. Artofgranite.net, also on
I
my
can send you
referral
drawings, too.
list at referrals.com.
Your credit challenges are
I have all the
a thing of
drawings for my
past
house.
Once you enter the loan zone. Pick up the phone and call Loan Zone. Loan Zone.
Geez, 2
Colorado.
deaths already
Larry H.
on
Miller, Volkswagen
raffle.
Lakewood has the power
Yep.
to get you
It's
a
high water.
used vehicle, even if you're
We usually float for Father's Day to Platte, just in tubes, up to
Too
Hampton.
much right now.
I don't know, it's open. I don't know, we're gonna see what it looks like on Sunday, but it's gonna be cold,
The
cold and cloudy.
Arkansas is closed because we already looked into that because I take my guys out rafting, and it's closed probably until the 1st of July.
No one better than Frank Duran, the real estate man. Part of
I like the Royal Gorge area.
Time and time again,
Oh, me too.
sell homes
Love it.
quicker and for more
We've
money
gone down
than
under the
the
gorge a couple
Call
times.
Frank Duran. for a
Last
free
year I
market
actually got my foot
evaluation
stuck
and see
down
what
there in
he
the
can
bottom
do for
with
you,
in between
buying
rocks.
or selling. Go with
Yeah,
Frank
that's the only
Duran,
time I've
the
ever
real
been
estate
scared.
man.
Was your head out though?
No, I was underwater.
How'd you undo it?
I used to be a lifeguard, and so you gotta keep your head, go down and get your foot out, and I just went down and wiggled it out, but it was scary.
That'd be scary.
Yeah.
I've been in one that flipped.
To help kids and firefighters. $250,000 raised so far. Live music with 3 bands this
that's
year.
not a
Food, beer,
correct
lunch to my
address.
friends from 9 News. Get tickets on TicketWeb for just $20 or $25
How dare they
at the door.
have fake
And come on down
addresses.
to Breckenridge Brewery in Littleton on Saturday, June 22nd. See you there.
I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan, because Ideal wants to make sure if they do a refinance for you, they put you in a better position than you would.
Do the whole house, you're looking at
Ideal
about
is the
$10,000.
only lender that offers these things. Credit optimization.
That's a long
which means
makeup.
They will work with you to optimize your
Little
credit.
bit.
Not really.
If you're approved, they
No.
can small
Not really.
My highest bill in the winter is about
to
$450.
get you better pricing. They also have pick your
That's a
term.
lot.
Yeah,
You can pick any term you want.
I mean, we're getting $285 down to $55.
You paid it down, you don't have to go all the way back to 30. They also have a rate guarantee.
Yeah.
If rates go
It
down
pays
the
for
next
itself
2
pretty
years,
fast.
Hey, Mark. Back in a minute if Tom's not here.
just
We
like
get a lot of
cash
people on
offer,
propane that we're doing
all
eight
they're looking for is a
tanks,
appraisal
and we're
and
getting them down to
guarantees
3,
that your
2.5,
pricing will be a
3
certain amount
per
and
year.
it will not change.
Yeah.
303-866.
So I got log home. Can you go in between the logs?
No.
See, Mark said, yeah.
I thought you could drill in between the logs.
You wanted to hire some
There are
termites to go in there.
There are some things you can do. You can, you know where you have your cement between
Why don't you
the
drywall over this?
I got log all the way through it all.
You don't have cement between?
Oh, between each log, there'll
Yeah.
probably, no, not cement.
What do you have?
Log on top of log.
Oh, good. That's good.
They're not jumping on the epidemic
I got
of
no,
self-fulfilling abuse in so many public school systems. Join me at 4.
I can't hear anything through my headphones all of a sudden.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints, try to make your life just a little bit better. We're going to keep this ball rolling. Thomas will be back up in a second. Maybe. We'll see what happens there. Who knows? In studio with us, by the way, Mark Shemansky, Genesis Total Exteriors, on a referral list course at referrallist.com. And Debbie Wingart, and I am amazed how many calls people are asking about insulation. In fact, I'm floored by it.
It's not even hot out right now.
No, it's not.
But the one thing about it, we want to educate people. And that's where I do my selling. I educate. I'm used to be on the governor's technical committee. NREL's actually flown in the EPA Department of Energy, Department of Weatherization, so we can teach them how to do it.
I know what to get her for Christmas. Insulation. It's amazing. Yeah. It really is. Hey, Jennifer, what's going on? What is this toll notice you got? Jennifer!
Yes.
What is this notice, Jennifer?
So it says notice of vehicle registration hold from the express toll, and I think I may have figured it out while I was sitting there, but my main concern is, shouldn't have said my name was Jennifer, but my husband had been telling me to pay the toll.
Yeah.
And now his registration on his car is due, but is this hold for the registration that's on this, that the plate is for?
My guess is it is. Now, if you have multiple vehicles, Tom, here's a question.
Yeah.
She got a notice she can't re-register her vehicle because she didn't pay a toll, apparently.
Yes.
Is that going to go on her license, or is it just for that vehicle? Or is it for any vehicle she owns? Do you know?
It's for that vehicle and her license, usually. But they don't... There's no way for them to know about the other vehicle.
It's my husband's name, so does that mean
Usually what they do is they associate it to the license plate of the vehicle and your name for your license.
She's saying that vehicle's in both their names.
Well, then it would be both of their licenses, but that vehicle only.
Yeah.
Usually they don't cross vehicles.
It might not just be the registration issue you're up against. What he's saying is it might also be the fact you can't renew your driver's license.
Does that make sense?
God. Well, so if this has my husband's name on it, that would mean he would not be able to?
They would see, they don't know who is driving, so if it's an unpaid toll, they can hold up both of you.
Why don't you just pay the toll?
Yeah, well,
Actually, that's a good question, Jennifer.
do.
That's a good question. Why won't you pay it?
It's not a matter that I won't pay it, that I'm opposed to paying it, I had just forgot to pay it.
Oh, I thought maybe... Okay.
No, it's not. I mean, the amount is, of course, more than I'd want to pay, but...
Where is the toll?
Call and take care of, it's $4.70.
Yeah, man, they are aggressive.
You know, we've had pretty good luck, though. If you call up there, you might have a shot at getting some of the extras waived.
Yeah, they're not ruthless. They don't seem ruthless.
Generally, they'll make you get one of their stickers. They'll put a credit card on file, so if you go through it again, it's not going to happen.
Okay, so we did not forget about Rochelle, and we did not forget about Sherry, who has another insulation question. So, Rochelle, on a hostile work environment, this is what a lot of people don't understand. With abuse, assault, harassment, there are sometimes damages you can get because it's usually by somebody who is your superior. In fact, that's usually the only time it can be. If you're harassed by an individual and the bosses don't do anything, then the responsibility inures to them. But if not, really just an employee who's an idiot, a coworker is just an idiot. You can go after them personally, but that's for harassment. When it comes to a hostile work environment, you feel uncomfortable, and it's not. You just don't want to work there, and it's legit, and you can prove it. What it gets you is the right to quit without it being considered quitting. It's considered you had no choice, so you get unemployment benefits and all of that. That's really one of the only benefits there is to a hostile work environment. People think, oh, hostile work environment, I'm going to get damages. What you get is you get to leave your job and get benefits. Now, in some cases, people have tried to make the argument that it's a hostile work environment. The bosses did nothing to stop it. They fostered it. Therefore, I lost my income, and they sue for lost wages until they can get a job. But that's a civil suit that is usually so expensive, people don't do it unless they can get an attorney to do it on contingency. So those kinds of cases are things we hear about in the movies mostly. So there's usually not a chance of legal action because of that. It's because of the practicality. And again, you'd have to extend it to the company or to the supervisors for it to pay anything to begin with. So you have two challenges. One, proving it exists. And two, proving that it's a concerted effort on the part of the company not to stop it or to ignore it.
Okay.
So do you have any of those elements? For example, are they all getting together encouraging her? Do they know she's doing it? Do they do nothing to stop it? Do some of them chime in?
They know she's doing it. She's been doing it.
But have you made an official complaint?
I've only made an official complaint when it became racial. Other than that, I just figured this
all right.
place is
Now you have to wait to see what they do. They've been notified. Wait to see what they do. And then you decide. But again, even if, let's say, even if it is truly racial and hostile, and you're uncomfortable, and you're sad, and you can't work there, even if the boss is overlooking it, you still have to show damages and find someone who'll take on the suit. It's a very difficult thing to do. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying it's very difficult. This is a case where the bigger the company, usually, the more response you get. What kind of a company is this?
It's one of the construction companies.
Like a big one, a massive one, nationwide, or are we talking about just
nationwide?
Then you may get somewhere with that. Again, you have to just document everything, try to get evidence, but definitely document everything. 303-713-TALK. Sherry has some more questions on insulation. I'm sorry we had to take some other calls. Sherry, you're on. And Debbie Weingart is really an expert at insulation, Best Way Insulation. What are your additional questions?
She does sound very good. The one thing I never got was the company name, her phone number, and then I also want to know if you do not have Excel, how would you get a
There's
rebate?
some rebates with Black Hills.
Who do you have?
Black Hills. I have IREA.
They do not. They're an electric company. They do not rebate. But who is your gas?
I have an all-electric. I don't have
Oh,
gas.
you have all electric?
Right.
Yeah, they do not rebate.
Okay, so I need your company name.
Yeah,
and,
it's
Best Way Insulation.
Best Way Installation. Best Way is one word.
Insulation.
Yeah, Best Way Insulation.
303-469-0808. 303-469-0808.
And thank you, Tom, Mark, everybody.
All right, well, thank you very much. 303-713-TALK. We have lines completely open.
That woman that just called, would she be better off? What you do is great, but I'm thinking just all-electric heat seems outrageous. Wouldn't she be better off putting in a furnace?
No.
No?
No. You're going to get more payback by doing... And usually when we get done with the house, they don't even need their air conditioner. And we've had several...
That's
look at our
amazing.
reviews. Look at our reviews on this stuff. Because the people that we have done say, I open up my windows at night, I close them by 8 o'clock, I come home to a 70-degree house.
Now, listen.
I haven't taken my swamp cooler cover off this whole year.
Now, here's the deal. If you do that, along with this whole house fan that we have, where you get the complete air exchange, you're looking at like one of the most great systems.
Houses.
That would be great. I mean, you probably wouldn't use air conditioning at all.
Right.
Think about it. I mean, we have QC of Colorado.
We have one of those. We have
Quiet Cool of Colorado. I'm telling you, it's amazing the reports we're getting. That alone cuts down air conditioning. And if you couple it with good insulation, man, you're talking about one hell of a savings and comfort and everything.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto.
So Tom, you open your basement windows and then suck the air from the basement?
No, that's not the case. And you know what? He explained that whole thing to me. Here's what he said. If you think about this, you do a complete air exchange. He said the air outside of your basement and the air outside of the first floor bedroom is exactly the same. What you're doing is pulling that basement air through the house, and it's good for a half hour, and that's it, it's all gone. He says, so really, it's an immediate cool. People say that because you feel immediately cool, but then the basement equalizes with the house. He says, why would you waste that coolness in the basement? Keep it there. And then pull the air from the second floor, or the third from the second floor, and just keep it. Because it will replace all the air, and then it all equalizes. There's no reason to pull that cool air out.
And you only want to live.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. It's someone that I use on my referral list at referralist.com for relief with my hearing. Now, what I mean is, the hearing I'm talking about is the tinnitus. They have tinnitus treatments second to none. They research all of the latest tinnitus treatments. I want you to look at Desincra. It makes tinnitus go away. Yes, there is finally relief. And they also have, of course, the latest for hearing loss. That's Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa, and Dr. Dagmar, they have been around for years. Now, they have a new, beautiful location, relatively new. It is at Hampton and Clarkson. There's an urgent care building there. They're on the second floor. Go look them up. Or just look on the website, helpforring.com, or call them for an evaluation. You get to try everything before you buy at Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. 303-534-0163.
Cam Beard, heard me on the Ross Kaminsky Show. The newly released 2018 J.P. Morgan Guide to Retirement is now available. There's a limited supply.
If you think about it, he made sense. He says, you know, yeah, you'll get cool air immediately, but then it goes away because.
No, I know, but your basement's going to cool off again. So run it for a half hour.
Not if you keep it running.
No, you do it for a half hour.
You don't keep it running during the day, guys. You only let it run for 15 minutes.
He's in the business.
I use my air conditioning 2 days a year.
All right, he's in the business and he has proven results.
Well,
let's talk about Fix It 24/7. FixMyHome.com. If you need help with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, I can think of no better company. You call them for $39. They will come and check out your complete plumbing system. I've had it done. You will be amazed at what they find. You'll be amazed at how many problems can be short-circuited. You can get it done before a major problem, or you can have that done with your electrical system, with your HVAC system, your furnace, or your air conditioning system. That's FixMyHome.com. And when they find a problem, they will credit you the money if you have the work done, and you'll never have better value. FixMyHome.com. 720-526-3939. I affectionately call them the $39 people. You can also call them the quality people, the ethics people, the people who go the extra mile. And that's 720-526-3939. Okay, let me explain something. I know you're the expert, but this guy's only been in the business 30 years. Here's what he says.
I do it.
I know, you can do that. What I'm saying is, you're not getting the most efficient use. What he says is, when that air cools down, okay, and then you pull it through your house, okay, it's gone. Now, you can stop the fan, let it cool down again, and do it all over again. Or you can simply equalize the house and keep it going. The cool air acts as an insulator. The upstairs stays cooler, and he says you keep it on for like an hour or two. There's a set time, and then you never use it in the middle of the day. You only use it in the morning or in the evening, and you have to have a certain differential. And if you do that, he says it'll cut down your air conditioning, it'll cut down your heating. Now, I'm sure you can go and turn it on and wait till exactly all that air is out of there. I don't know how you're going to know that.
Timer.
I know, but you don't know how many square feet is being pulled and how much is coming up from the basement and when it's all empty. He's just saying, why bother with cool air in the basement if it's there? Because the upper two floors are going to be exactly the same when you start exchanging. So he says everyone thinks you pull the cool air out, but when you do, now you have hot air in the basement, or hotter than it was. Yes, you can wait for it to cool again. That takes hours and hours to do that.
You don't use the basement. You don't use the basement.
You use that fan only 15 minutes.
No, that's what I was going to say, though.
Using it.
If you are in your basement all the time,
you can turn that fan for 15 minutes. Just run it 15
like
minutes.
If you had a
one-story
walkout that you were in the basement most of the time.
I'm not an expert. What I'm telling you is this guy has fucking charts and fucking research, and what he says is what you want is a complete air exchange with cool air. You want to equalize, but you don't want to mess with air that's already cool because you don't have to cool it. You're wasting it by throwing it out your attic because he says in a few minutes it goes through your house and out your attic.
And you're pushing the hot air out of the attic so that your house does stay cooler.
Right, and then you're taking the cool air from the basement. But you do the same thing, and now you have cool air in the attic and cool air in the basement, and you have air moving in the middle. So, I mean, call him a nut.
Your basement is 2 miles back.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have Mark Szymanski, Genesis Total Exteriors. If you have any questions on home remodeling of any kind, improvements, or best way insulation, we've been having a great discussion on insulation. Carol, you have a question on a will. Any other calls? We have lines wide open at 303-713-TALK. And, of course, if you need information on anything, Deputy Dan is the expert. And if he doesn't know, he'll tell you he does. Let's talk. What's going on, Carol? What's happening?
Well, I have
and Mark,
a
too.
daughter that
Mark thinks that the louder the better. Go ahead, Carol. I'm sorry.
And she's real sure she was left something in the estate of my ex-husband.
Okay, and how is she related, Carol?
That was her stepfather.
Her stepfather. So you were married to this guy.
Uh-huh.
And
we've been divorced for like 20 years.
Oh, okay. And she maintained a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. What's this gentleman's name that died?
Gerald Barnes.
Okay. Well, okay, Gerald. So now Gerald may have left something to, what's her first name?
Sue Ann.
Okay. Here's the deal, and here's an age-old question. We ask David Salisbury this all the time. How do you know you've been left something? You don't. And by the way, you don't have a right to just look at it unless probate is open. So we've had times where somebody will say, hey, what was I left? And one of the aunts or uncles says nothing. And you don't know. Are they taking it for themselves? Are they really doing it? And there's no answer to that. David Salisbury says, unless it's public record, you never get to know. I mean, you could literally have someone who was left nothing. Your daughter was left everything. They could destroy the will if no one knows it's there and say, oh, I'm sorry, there was no will, and then take everything. So here's the deal. How much do you think Gerald's estate was worth?
I would say probably close to $2 million.
Okay. Now, does he have relatives? Who's the personal representative?
Okay, the person he put in charge was his biological son.
Okay.
And, of course, after that happened, he had told his
When did he pass away?
About 2 months ago or so.
Okay, now your daughter believes she was left something. Did the son say no, she wasn't?
Well, the son called her or texted her a while back, about a month ago, and asked what her address was. And that the only reason he would know that is because of the estate, maybe.
Well, he didn't know that. He asked her for it.
Yeah. He also...
Wait, Carol, what do you mean also? You didn't make your first point. You're saying the only reason he would know what? He asked for her address. He didn't know her address.
Right.
Okay, so what was the point of that? You said the only reason he would know what? He would know that. Know what?
Okay, I'm sorry. He texted her.
Yes.
See, he has a problem with wanting to give up anything, and he's
Carol, let's get right to the point. Your daughter thinks she was left something, and she thinks the son is going to cheat her.
Yeah, because, can I tell you, his caretaker, who was very, very close, in fact, he wanted her to marry him to make sure she didn't get left out of anything, but she told him no. But he told her caretaker that he was leaving Sue Ann.
Doesn't mean anything. Is there a will or not?
There is, but she has no way of knowing.
Well, that's right. Now, if the biological son is in charge, She's got to rely on the son, or she has to appeal to probate. Did they open probate court? If so, it's public record.
How would you know if they opened it?
You'd go to the county where they live and see if probate's opened in the guy's name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Where is he?
He was cremated. You mean the son?
Where did he live when he died?
Oh, he lived in Westminster.
Okay,
he was at a nursing home.
Okay, so is that Jeffco?
I think so, yeah.
You got to see if there's a probate in his name. Now, I'm not sure if you can compel someone to let you see the will. Can you get David again? You know, this comes up all the time, Carol. You're not the only one. People feel, come on, I must have been left something. But you have to depend on the honesty of the people to tell you. They can just refuse to let you see it.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I think his son would do that because he's very vindictive.
Okay, but somehow, though, he'd have to get stuff left to him. What you might want to do, you might want to, I don't know, you might want to see, first of all, if it was left there, you know, opened, I mean, probate. And then, does he have an attorney?
Yes. In fact, she...
the attorney won't lie. The attorney's not going to lie about it.
Right. Well, she reached out to him the other day and asked him if she could get the attorney's name and number. And he referred back to say, well, my attorney's still working on it. She says, wasn't that Jerry's attorney?
All right, hold on a second. David, we have come across this too much. David Salisbury is an attorney at law who does estates. He does wills, estate planning, trusts, probate, all that kind of stuff, and beneficiaries, deeds. Now, David, he's on our referral list to come. David, this is an age-old question. I forget what you told us, but let's just say Carol's daughter, what's her first name?
Sue Ann.
Okay, so Sue Ann believes her stepdad left her something. Her stepdad died. The estate's about $2 million. She calls the biological son, who is in charge of the estate, and the biological son says, nope. You weren't left anything. So, how does she, you know, what's to keep someone from suppressing a will or lying about a will, not opening probate? What's to keep someone from doing that?
Well, you know what?
Nothing.
It does happen. There's virtually nothing. However, if they open a probate, then she could go to the court, petition the court, and say, I want to know, I don't think they're being honest. I just want to know whether somebody left something to me. Now, I will tell you, you know, if I was the attorney, I've had people, I'd have clients, they'll call me up. I said, as I just say, I'm really sorry, but you're not in the will. And that usually does.
Yeah. But she can't get the name. She can't get the name of the attorney.
Well, if they open the probate, she can get the name because his name.
What if they don't open probate? Can the stepdaughter open a probate?
Well, you know what it sounds like is it might have been either he had a trust or everything was in joint names or beneficiary deeds or what. So it may have passed outside the terms of the will. But I think I would write, I would look and see if a probate was open, which would tell you who the lawyer is. I think I would send the certified letter to the brother and tell him, the stepbrother, that if you don't get some assurance, a copy of the will so you know that you're not named in there, that you're going to petition the court. So either they can give it to you and prove it, or you'll go to the court and the court will order it.
And what if there's no probate, if there is no probate opened, can you still petition the court to look at the will?
Well, you know what I would say to that is if there aren't any assets and there's no probate, I mean, Tom, you and I know you can't transfer real estate, for example. You can't transfer bank accounts. You can't do things like that unless they're jointly owned or something of that nature, then they're going to have to open a probate eventually because it's the only way they'll be able to transfer title.
Carol, do you know if the son had a beneficiary's deed for the house where he would not have to go to probate or where he was on the bank accounts? Do you know that?
No. Now, they sold his house before he was put in assisted living. And he was, and he had all his faculties about him.
And what
until
did
he
it?
died.
Where did the proceeds go?
Into his estate.
Or into a trust.
Well,
Yeah,
see, you guys have to do some digging. You have to see if a probate was opened. How do you do that, David?
Well, you can call the court. It would be in the county in which he resided at his death, and most likely, if he was in a home, generally that you still use the original address. You know, you don't use the address of the nursing or assisted living place. But, you know, one thing they could do is go on the tax assessor's website and see who they list as the owner of the property. If it's been sold, then you'll see it's been sold.
Yeah, you have to look. You have to do some digging, Carol. But here's the sad truth. If arrangements were made before death to transfer properties and there is no probate, no one has to show you that will.
No, they don't. And unless you can prove either fraud or undue influence, meaning you either better change the will or I'm leaving, or he was incompetent. And what she's saying is he's none of those. He was competent at the time, at least when he sold the house.
Up until the day he died, he was competent. And he being my ex-husband, I still had a relationship with him, and I know he was competent.
Well, then you don't know, though, that he left anything to his stepdaughter. So that's going to be the rub. You're going to have to find out. You start by seeing if probate was filed.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Also, if there's no will, the son would get it all, right?
Right. Well,
First, because stepdaughter has no
the spouse
claim.
first.
Stepdaughter has no blood.
Right.
And then kids, siblings, all that. Yeah.
How about if you have? Boy, I never thought of this.
So he could just
if
throw
that
the
was
will away.
if that was a half sister though,
Right.
does full blood get the money first?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
I don't know. I actually don't know what it says. I mean, does it say?
That's a great
No. I'm saying no will.
I don't know. Oh,
that's a great question.
You know, the line of succession says children. Does it say biological children?
Yeah,
Did he adopt her? If he didn't adopt her, they're not related at all.
Right.
They're not.
After the divorce, right. Oh, yeah, right. Stepdaughter's no relation.
What is the
succession?
There is no relationship. So I would say if he didn't adopt her, the question doesn't even come up as far as the right. But you know what? The guy would have to admit there's either no will or.
I guess what I'm saying is, me and Suzanne comes into the relationship with me and has one kid. I come into the relationship with her and have one kid. Okay?
Biologically.
Then we have a kid together.
Right.
So now we have one full-blooded kid.
I don't know.
And you both died at the same time.
And we both die at
No
the
will.
same time. No will.
I don't know.
That's a great question.
That's right, and that's why I thought of it. I'm here to stump.
And you got louder, so you must be right.
I'm right! That is true, though. The louder you are, the righter it becomes.
So I see the microphone must have got fixed, huh? The microphone must have got fixed. Last time I was here, you weren't here. Mark was doing it, and the mic kept falling out.
I don't think it was ever fixed properly.
Well, it's not falling out today.
Mark grabs it.
So when you're doing James Hardy siding, you gotta have us come in and insulate it first.
Yeah,
that would be a great.
We do a lot.
Because the biggest complaint I get from James Hardy people is, how come they didn't tell me my house is going to be colder? How come they didn't tell it was going to be hotter? You just put cement on your house.
Oh, James Hardy's site is less.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
We do
And we
some
get a
James Hardy,
lot of that.
but we push for LP Smart Side, much better product.
Yeah.
So, but still, you know, if you're pulling siding off, gee.
That's the time to do it.
Right.
You know.
Men and women.
You're saying the cellulite, the harder you pack it, the better it is, and that makes sense. And you're using not air.
The guy from Red Rocks called me up. He did the test up there. They had all the insulation companies go up there and blow walls, and everybody else got 2 to 3 pounds. We got 7.5 to 9 in our walls.
Is that because you have better machinery?
Technique and knowing how to do it, and everything. And he calls me up and he goes, "Why don't you back it down a little bit?" And I said, "No, we're trying to get that kind of a pack because it stops the wind from coming through the walls." He goes, "Oh, try and go down a little bit." And I said, "Why do you want me to go down? I don't want to go down. We strive to do the other." He goes, "Well, you're making everybody else look bad."
I didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
Holy
and I said, "So I'm supposed to screw my customers so the other contractors don't look bad?" I said, "Maybe they need to step it up."
What can you pack if you use water on an open wall? You know what water and
the wet spray?
Yeah, the wet spray.
Is it water that you use?
No, not usually. But on wet spray we do water. We mix water with it.
Yeah,
but you actually get a better pack the way we're doing it with the drywall up than we do with the wet spray. We can get a tighter pack.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Because wet spray is more plus it's messy.
Yeah.
No, wet spray is cheaper than going in and retrofitting? I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. No, wet spray is more expensive because you have to put up plastic. You have to let that dry. It takes longer. It takes 2 to 3 days longer. Yeah. You got to let it dry. Then you got to come back and trowel it down, and then So it's cheaper.
Oh, so you're talking about you're putting plastic and then spraying a wet spray in the cavity.
Yeah, if you're new construction.
Right.
Yeah. But it's ideal to put up the drywall first because then we can just go in and blow it. And
Right, so you'd rather have drywall up and, then and not wet spray.
Because we can get a tighter pack. It's better for the customer.
Did you say on a siding where you have lap siding?
We take one row of siding off all the way around.
And you drill into each 16-inch
behind it.
Do you guys do aerogel at all?
We do aero seal. Yeah. That's sealing the ducts.
Now, batting insulation is better than blown-in fiberglass.
No,
right?
They're both the same.
Well, yeah, but at least you got batting. You got a piece of paper that will help you.
They are both the same. They don't work in Colorado.
What can get you up to R45?
In what? In an attic? You want to do R50 or 60s now? Up in the mountains, you want to be doing R100s.
I think I'm off now.
And this is what the EPA, they flew in the EPA, Department of Energy, and Department of Weatherization so we could teach them how to do this.
This says vacuum insulated panels have the highest R value out of any.
What is the vacuum?
Yeah, how do you get vacuum? How do you keep? That'd be expensive as hell.
That's not true. We get the highest results.
That's just what they say. That's what it says.
On what site?
I imagine you would have pre-built wall panels.
That are vacuumed.
It'd be like a thermostat. That's great insulation. Thermostat.
Oh yeah, look, they sure enough are.
See, with foam, it's designed to do 1 inch of foam and then do cellulose behind it because the foam is really flammable and it does put off cyanide gas when it burns. If you do the cellulose will put out the fire. Cellulose is fire resistant to 1280 degrees. The neighbor's house caught on fire. It saved my son's house from catching on fire.
What is your cellulose made from?
R57
pulverized newspaper soaked in 20 Multing borax soap. Seriously.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Dave has a question for Best Way Insulation. Go ahead, Dave.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
This is a question for your insulation expert.
Yeah.
I've recently retrofitted a house with underfloor radiant heat. Water, so basically PEX tubes that are inserted into aluminum plates that are screwed into my subfloor.
Yeah.
And it's now my job to put some insulation under there. I'm in an unheated basement, and I've talked to some people that say I should put just fiberglass bats up in between all the joists, and other people have recommended a product called Reflectex, which I guess is a brand name, and I've heard different solutions on that, whether I put a double layer of Reflectex with no bats and an air gap, or do I put the insulated bats and the Reflectex at the bottom.
I wanted to ask you something. On your subfloor, what is it made from? Plywood?
Plywood.
So underneath, when you're insulating the plywood, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So it'd be the
No, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, but you have no backing to keep, like she can't blow it into those floor cavities.
No.
Because you don't have a ceiling.
Correct.
Could he drywall and have a...
I would be using cotton denim bats.
Cotton denim bats.
They work the same way as cellulose. It's actually cotton denim, chewed up, and made into a bat form, and it will not lose R value as it gets cold. But you will. The biggest problem with fiberglass is when it gets cold, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with a hoot.
Okay, so this stuff can be put up like bats.
Yeah.
And stapled.
Yep.
And how about this Reflectex stuff that kind of puts a seal on the the basement
You know,
side of it? Does
that's
that help at all?
That reflects heat back.
I checked with NREL, and I said, okay, on this reflective membrane that they're trying to sell.
Oh, these guys that promise you they put it in your attic and it's going to save you.
We're going to take you to dinner if you come and see our thing. Yeah. And NREL says it works great in New Mexico, Arizona, where they don't have the clouds that we have. But here it only works 1 week a year.
Well, no, but the Reflectech that I'm thinking of is the kind that reflects the heat back from the floor.
I would still be using cotton denim bats instead.
I don't see a problem with doing Reflectech and then the bats underneath it. I mean, it's just an extra layer. You know what I mean? We're talking about the Reflect technology is simply radiating heat back. That's all it's doing. It's stopping radiation into the insulation, and so I think the best of everything would be if you could have that.
But it doesn't stop the cavity.
No, of course it doesn't. No,
you need to do both.
If you can do both, it would be better. But I mean, a good insulation is going to do enough, because underneath that basement, does it get really, really cold?
No, it's
subterranean, right?
Subterranean. There's a small walkout on one side that's not head height, but you can stand up in it. So it's largely dry and and
you're lucky. You're lucky you can get to it, and that floor heating is unbelievable. It's really good stuff. If it's done right, it's really good stuff.
Well, great.
Yeah, you'll love it. 303-713-TALK. Claire's got a problem with an electrician, I think. Go ahead, Claire. What's happening?
Hi, yeah. I have a buried connector line from the distribution pole to the house.
Yes.
Goes into the meter.
Yeah.
Well, over the years, the soil has been sinking, and it's pulling that cable down.
Yeah, that happens a lot, and then people have either a leg missing, they call it, when half of the electricity goes out, or you have problems with shorting. What's going on with you?
It's pulling the meter off of the house.
Yeah, it happens.
And the thing is that my electrician who I've contacted so far says it's Excel's line. It's
No, not their. No, it's not their. I'll tell you right now, it's not their responsibility. The service line is your responsibility. If it was overhead, it's their responsibility. But once you bury it, it's yours. And in fact, even overhead, the mast is your responsibility.
Okay, so my electrician's saying they won't touch it until Excel fixes it.
Well, you know what? Then you got to hire another electrician, because I'm telling you, from building dozens of homes and developing areas, that they come out and set the meter after you put up the mast and after you bury the cable, and they test it, and then they hook it up. If it's overhead, they hook it up and it's their line, but you still pay for the service and for the extension. So if you're having a problem with that line, you have to have it repaired. If that electrician you have won't do it, well, first of all, I don't know many electricians that do that. You want him to unbury it and put some slack in it?
I just want them to put an extension on the line on the end that's going into the meter.
That's right. That's what they do.
Well, as I said, my electrician won't do it. Excel's threatening to cut off the electricity.
That's right. So you find... Now, don't you think Excel knows if it's their responsibility or not?
Well, you'd think so. But
now, Excel needs to disconnect the meter, and then you guys go ahead and make the repair, and then they reconnect it, yes.
Have you got a referral for an electrician then?
Yeah, plumb line or fix it.
What area are you in?
Boulder.
Oh, yeah, they go to Boulder, don't they? I don't know.
So.
Titus works really good up in Boulder.
Who?
Titus. They're out of Longmont.
Okay, you may want to try them. I don't know them, but listen, you got to find another electrician, Claire. It's pretty obvious. First of all, regular service electricians don't necessarily know how to work on masts and service lines. Is this a regular service electrician?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I wouldn't use them.
Okay.
You need someone familiar with construction and rough-in, even though it's not really rough.
I think Piper goes out there,
Oh,
too.
Piper's great. That's a good one, Claire. 303-713-8255. More coming right up.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
I don't know if those guys do that stuff. Maybe.
More of a repair company.
They're mostly inside.
Oh, I think.
I just had Titus.
Plumb line, because they do have that excavation.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not going to do the service line, but although I don't know, I actually don't.
I have Gaddy running my new service line, but they barely come to Freytown. They're really good guys too, but they're in the Springs. For something like that, I'd hire a company that's just an electrician. Commercial guy. Yeah, someone that's built with Excel knows how they work.
Shut the name line off. Creating your reality. Enjoy some sensory overload, playing with patterns, sounds, scents, and
I'm going to the
discover that there's so much more to our senses than just the usual.
From like the cul-de-sac to wherever.
Let's talk about the best in his field. You know who I'm going to say? Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank Duran has proven himself time and time again to save money when you're looking to buy a home and to get you the most when you're looking to sell. How does he do both? By having teams dedicated to each service. People all the time use them to sell their home and then to buy another one. And on each side of the transaction, they make money and save money. And you will love the service. You will think you're the only customer. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
Give out a Mark special again if you can cram it in there. So you'll go up, you'll check the roof, you'll fix
roof tune-up.
Small stuff for absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
And then you'll paint the house free of charge.
New stucco,
Put
new
on
stone.
James Hardy sign.
Blow his phone up,
at the same
Tom.
time.
Throw in 4 tires like you did for Al.
You know how I love buy and build? Well, they moved from 4800 Washington Street. For the next few days, they do have some final sellouts there to get rid of inventory. The new place is open now. Buy and build kitchen and bath. Now, they've added installation services for their cabinets, countertops, and they also have, of course, everything at below wholesale prices for do-it-yourselfers and for contractors. They're at 560 South Lipan. Basically, you go I-25 to Alameda, then you go west on Alameda to Lipan, south 2 blocks, 560 South Lipan. What you're going to find is a big orange and blue building and incredible prices. Buyandbuild.net.
I want to talk a little bit about energy audits too, if you don't know.
What about it?
We do them.
Oh, now what do you do?
My son goes out and does them, and he actually does them mostly for NREL and a lot of people.
Who is that organization you keep talking about?
National Renewable Laboratories in Golden. They're the ones that test all the energy saving stuff that's out there.
Did you see that?
Yeah, what's it considered when it lands on top of that?
That's what I was looking for. It's considered perfect.
Oh.
It's hard to do it like that.
Trash can's easy. You should see when I land it right on the upside down cup.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I've seen the trash can shots.
I've seen the floor shot.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I was trying to do the floor. What are you asking?
Went fast today.
So you guys are super busy right now.
It's good. I mean, it's not. Well, we're waiting for a hailstorm. Then we'll be super busy.
Yeah.
We've had 3.
I know, but you know what? It's been mostly Castle Rock, and everybody's been beat up so bad.
Broomfield, Thornton. We had this size hail.
I know, but it wasn't hard enough.
Where'd you have that much big hail?
In Broomfield.
This year?
Yeah, I've had it 3 times this year. Not that big, but I mean, with marble size.
Yeah, you need
one is.
You need a roof tune-up.
You need.
I just had a new roof put in.
Well, you might have more damage.
You know how many people think that too? They get a roof last couple of years and then they think they're good.
It's good, but no, you need golf ball and it needs to be hard.
I like softball size hail.
Man, can you imagine getting hit by that?
Shit, they've shown shit out of Texas, man. I can't even fucking believe it was real.
Get killed.
Oh, you would get killed, no doubt.
They kill cows.
Or you'd get pretty damn injured. They do kill cows.
Jesus.
I remember when I was a kid, I was probably 12 years old, had my dad's Army helmet on, and we were getting, in Grand Island, Nebraska, we were getting softball, and I'm out there picking them up like an idiot.
Hey, I got a helmet.
He wore a helmet at least. Only took them 2.
Hi, Tom Martino, Troubleshooter 303.
713 Talk. We have some questions. First of all, we did have a question online about soundproofing. Does it soundproof walls?
Yeah, it takes out up to 70%. It depends on what we're trying to do, because the biggest problem that we have is hardwood floors. And you're still, if you wear hard soles, you're still going to hear a hammer effect with like a high heel and a.
But we're talking about outside sound coming in.
Yeah, but it really helps on your walls, on your outside air coming in.
Richard has a question. Go ahead, Richard.
Good morning. Morning,
hey.
Yeah.
It's good afternoon, technically.
Yeah, building a new house up in the mountains. I got a vaulted ceiling, 12-inch joist. I have to have an R49. Can I get R49 with that?
With a 12-inch joist, you will get an R48.
Ooh, damn it.
But your roofing, if you have them do a 1-inch foam, you're gonna have no problem. But you really, up in the mountains, EPA, when they came in and we taught them how to do stuff, they want you to do R100s up there.
You can also add isoboard. Add isoboard.
What's isoboard?
Isoboard is a dense deck, and you get an R factor out of that.
Isoboard is the actual decking.
Well, you have your decking. You can add isoboard to get more.
Yeah. So are you hearing this? You can get 49. Richard. I guess.
A metal roof on it.
Isoboard also makes
a metal roof. You can still do isoboard.
Yeah. It also helps with fire.
It's on top of the decking.
2-inch or 3. They've got 2- and 3-inch isoboard, so you can get.
What does it look like, isoboard?
It's
pressed
like
cardboard.
a foam.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it goes over the decking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you do the cellulose underneath the decking, obviously.
Yeah.
303-713-8255. Monty, what's going on? Monty.
Oh, Monty.
Yeah.
I'm a homeowner up in Evergreen, 8,000 feet, had an all-electric house, changed it over to propane. It's real leaky. So I called up Best Weather. They came and looked at the house. It's extremely complicated. My wife designed it. Anyway, they came out, and I just want to say one thing about them. They are amazing in their expertise and being able to solve problems that are really difficult. The crew is fantastic. That's basically my message.
Oh, that's great.
The installation works too. I had flies coming in all the time. I couldn't figure out where they're coming from.
We seal it up house.
Wow, it helped with even pest control.
Yep.
We
seal up the house. We want to make sure it's tight, but not too tight. But we want to seal that. I mean, an average house has 4 to 8 air changes per hour. We want to seal that up.
Now, this sounds so incredible what it does. Up to 70% or more in energy savings, and then you have noise control, and this guy said it helped with insects and all of that stuff, and then we're told that even it helps your marital relationships. I don't know why or how, but...
How did you like the energy audit?
Oh, tell us about the energy audit quickly.
Yeah, my son does energy audits for Excel.
What does that mean?
And he goes in with the blower door and sucks out the air of the house, and then with the infrared camera he can find all the little leaks. And I like using him because we get the highest results out there because I know where those leaks are.
Cool. Karen, what's happening, Karen?
Hi there.
Can you get off that speaker?
Hi, yeah.
Yes,
Hi there.
thank
Sorry.
you. Yes.
I just wanted to find out if we could have one of your guys come out. We're looking for a car for our daughter, and we don't have a whole lot of money. And it's at a J&M auction, and I wanted to see if you could help us out and get
No, wait a
one,
minute.
like,
You don't have a lot of money. How'd you find J&M Auction?
We've actually bought 3 or 4 cars from them.
Okay. What do you want done? You want to check the car before you bid on it?
Yeah, you will bid on it, or we can actually buy it outright.
Okay. And you know that's the pre-purchase exams aren't that much money.
Yeah, how much are they?
Oh, do you know what SOS charges for
like 1 1/4?
About 125. But if you're having trouble paying 125, then you're going to have trouble buying a vehicle.
Well, I didn't know how much. They're wanting about $800 for this vehicle. And
okay. Hold on. $800?
God, his report on that vehicle would be 8 miles long.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's talk about this. How many miles on this?
It's got about 160.
Okay. What kind is it?
It is a 2001 or something Ford Focus, I think.
Yeah. You know, you're going to have nothing but trouble. You know that, right? It doesn't matter if the guy's honest or not. You're just, you know, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to save money, but you're going to end up burning money. I think there might be other ways to go. Is that all you have to spend?
Well, yeah, we have about $1,000.
Just hold on a sec. Suzanne, can we get her on car day, really, and let's analyze this so she doesn't make a big mistake? We're out of time. Don't forget Genesis Total Exteriors and Best Way Installation, both on the referral list at referrallist.com. And save all your problems for me. If you've been hurt in an automobile accident or in any other way and you're wondering, is this what I have to look forward to? Missing work, pain, missing vacations, not being able to do stuff around the house, and who pays? John Fuller is someone you should talk to.
Are you kidding? Norris would be like, he'd probably charge her $500 to look at that car.
He'd be in there a while.
Oh, I mean, there's nothing that would be good about it. Norris would actually just like, I don't even know what to say. You'd be crazy to hire Norris to go out and look at that.
Well, thank you guys.